Welcome to meditation with Alan OG.
Wait, meditation. I thought we were doing like plane fights with our hands up.
Plane fights. Dun, 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 dun. Wah. Anyway, it's SATURDAY.
Nuts.
SATURDAY, right? Saturday night. A Saturday. Hey. Okay, hello, it's Chat with Al and our good friend OG. Chat with Al and friends. We have OG, the original Grognard, Devin with us, and we have lots of lovely people in the chat. Let's get to it right away. We have our good friend W. Vogs18. Check out that wonderful card collecting channel. And coming soon in September, a couple of shows with me and W. Vogs, probably either during the week or on a Friday, talking some his favorite cards and sports movies. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
So wait a second.
Yeah.
How come I can't see chat to push the button and make the pretty thing show up?
I don't know if I think I'm the only person who can do that. I think it's. I don't want to pull rank on you, but I will shut. I will shut your camera. No, I don't know. That's a good question. Do you see that? You should be able to see the chat.
No, I don't.
Oh, you know what? They did talk about that when because Ron, Uncle Ron, ID Gesture, Chris from Strat. I always want to say Stratomatic Delaware. It's Tabletop Strat now.
Yes, Tabletop Strat now.
I'm forgetting someone. Who am I? Oh, Dave Gardner. And oh my God, I can't believe I forget. But I think when they were doing that whole first test with this, and we're using StreamYard, pretty cool. It's Google Hangouts. It's up in the right-hand corner. Google Hangouts is going away. So this is what we're going to be using. I've discussed with what the plans with OG, and I'll discuss it with the other gents if they want to know. So let's just get back to saying hello to our lovely guests. And we have Phantomatic. Hello, as he says hello. Hello, Phantomatic. And we have D. Scott Howard. Check out those two great channels. You got Phantomatic, D. Scott Howard. If you're wondering why FOC Wrestling, Fire Pro Wrestling has not been up yet, the game crashed for me on Steam. I couldn't get it back up and running. I did buy it on my PlayStation 4, but I have to create all those wrestlers again. And I have to create all the legends, but I think I'm going to try to download it on a USB stick and then put them. You can do it that way to get those guys in there. So anyway, thank you. There he is. Tabletop Sports Delaware.
We were just talking about
you. Check out that great channel. It's going to have some APA baseball coming up. And we have Tribes Fan 879 just finished his Minnesota Twins 2016 replay. One other wonderful channel. And once again, it's our good friend Will saying, hi, Alan Devin. And we have Bobby Cantilano, moderator extraordinaire. Whack out any whack jobs. You know what to do. You know what to do, Bobby. You know what to do. All right. Anyway, check out her Facebook page and her YouTube. I think she put up a YouTube video today. I'm going to have to watch that. It seemed funny. And I think we got everybody, all 12 people who like me. I don't know if they really like me or they come to watch the train wreck. So
it's a little bit of both, Al.
And everyone's saying hello. And that is StreamYard.com. Thank you, Chris. And all right. So this is our first chat with Al with a guest. We might add some people. Well, I mean, we're going to. I just want to do it with OG because he tolerates me. He is my brother from another mother, from on the opposite coast of I am. We're going to solve problems because we're on the opposite coast, and we're just going to bring it all together.
All together.
Love and kumbaya, and I can't say it. I just can't.
I can't keep it straight.
Listen, you better listen to us or else. No, I'm kidding.
Or you're not getting in the bunker.
Yeah. Oh, further. Well, we're going to get to a few things.
Have you discovered more questions to ask people to get into the bunker?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so we've got like the standard question. Well, let's get back to the normal thing. It's been a little while. Alan's been going. Squirrel. So Devin was in our good friend's chat, Bleacher Bums Gaming, watching one heck. That was a great fight.
That was a good fight.
That dice game. If you like boxing, it's a must buy. If you don't like boxing, I get it. But that game's outstanding. Gives you enough fun results, right? Realistic too. And again, you get the odd thing every once in a while because hey, you never know what happens, right? So Devin, Anthony's asking him because Anthony's playing the game. And he asks at the end, he says, so do you guys script any of that stuff you do? He goes, I love chats with Al. And Devin replies back, well, we tried a couple of times. And it's after the first 10 minutes, Al's a squirrel. And I just broke out laughing listening. So hello, Larry Harris. We got Larry Harris, our good friend Larry. I love this feature. You can click on it. It says, hello all. So glad today is over, as I did not want to go to a wedding today, but I went like a good cousin I am. Oh, that's a good. Okay, excellent first topic. But first, we have to do what we always need to do. Devin, introduce yourself. Tell us what's going on with your channel, man, my friend.
And hey, everybody. Welcome back. Devin, the OG, the original Gargnar. Tactical strategy, wargaming at its best, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. Yes, I know. Get back to the women's wrestling. I need to get back to that.
I like the women's wrestling.
I like the women's wrestling too, but what I need to do is they just came out with the new version of it, and I need to reorder it because it's got a bunch of really cool new features in it. So,
ooh, excellent.
Yeah. So, but anyways, my channel's kind of on a hiatus right now. I haven't really done anything in like 2 months because I have gotten back into scenario design work. I am working for a company, Lock and Load Publishing. I am currently working on designing a module for the Lock and Load tactical game. It's going to have 12 scenarios in it. It's we're going to have a full counter sheet, 8 new maps. I've got all the research done. Research for all the battles are done. I know what the battles are going to be. I'm doing what I consider the hardest thing right now, and that's the historical write-up. Now
is that? But before I have to do something real quick. Hello, Nurse Teresa. How are you? My partner. We had a great Friday night. Hey, you want to come over and help me find my cards? She's the best lover. All right. I did my due diligence.
Is that anything like come up and see my etchings?
Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story at some point when she allows me to share it, and it's a funny story. That's all I'll tell you.
We like funny stories.
We do. So when you do the historical, is it what tactical?
Well, what
units were there and stuff? Is that what when you do the
historical write-up is just kind of a historical overview to give people who may not know the exact details of the battle.
Yeah.
For whatever it's kind of. I really have to be a historian and write like a historian and research it out like a historian. Now it doesn't have to be very long. I think the one I'm doing for this one's like 4, 6, 8 pages tops. But it's the hardest part for me. It's the hardest part of scenario design. Research, that's easy. I can do research all day long. Writing up scenarios, that's easy. Now I consider myself a historian.
Absolutely, you're very knowledgeable.
Am I a professional historian? No, I don't have a degree. I never went to school for it. I just have over 4 decades of research, and my library is larger than most libraries of military history.
Right.
And I can spend hours pontificating and bloviating on any of my chosen subjects that I love to chat about, and I can safely say, and with a little bit of the narcissism that I do allow myself, with a great deal of pride and satisfaction, I've forgotten more about history than most people around me know.
Absolutely, I agree.
However, putting that into a concise form
that's
that
tough.
People can read and understand, that's the hard part for me. And writing the historical backgrounds is always the hardest. One of my fellow designers over at Lock and Load, he and I were talking. He says, "Well, you know what? Scenarios are the cake. The history is just the frosting on the cake. Why don't you bake the cake first and put the frosting on?" It's like, well, yeah, I could do that, but I want to get the hardest thing out of the way first, which is the historical write-up. And I didn't get it out of the way first. I did it second. But I'm getting about a paragraph or 2 done a day.
So the historical write-up is, let's just say, something I'm familiar with: the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. Okay. You would be writing like, this is what happened on this day, or
not that detailed.
Not that detailed. Okay.
But it would be all right in X year in this location. I give the setup of how the battle came about to be, and then depending on how detailed I want to get, I'll get into
a summary of the history.
Right. Exactly. And now literally, the book I'm using for research is like this thick. I mean, actually, you know what? Let me go grab it.
Absolutely. OG is going to go grab the book. Anyway, that's really cool. He's a developer for Lock and Load. And I showed OG this. I don't know if you guys were with me on my 3-hour stream last night, but OG's back. Anyway. OG is back.
This is my main resource material.
It doesn't look like you've gotten too far in it, OG.
Oh no, that's just the where I'm currently researching for doing the write-up. Right. Yeah, no, this is 600 and some odd pages.
Yep. Is that just on the one battle, or the
itty bitty print?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just covering this. This is for the Case Blue was the German summer offensive 1942. It's basically the battle that brought Germany to Stalingrad, which wasn't even one of their original operational goals to begin with.
They were supposed to go. And correct me, and I assure you, they were supposed to go for the oil fields. Correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what the main battle was.
And then all of a sudden they went. Thank God they veered off. Obviously we didn't want them to win. It would have been nice if they both annihilated each other. We got rid of 2 headaches in one. But they were supposed to go for the oil
fields. Yep.
Yeah, and they stopped. Which again,
well, it's not so much that they stopped; they just got stopped. And for some reason, Hitler decided he wanted.
He was going to make
Stalingrad.
The symbol of
Stalin. We must take that.
We must take Stalingrad.
Yeah,
because we have the peanut butter. They cannot have the peanut butter. I want the peanut butter. We must take Stalingrad, and then we shall take the jelly. So anyway, a little levity with some history. People are going to be like, imagine some poor kid watching this going, and then they went for the peanut butter.
So yeah, basically trying to take this book and compress it into 4 to 6 pages. Yeah.
Have you tried to look at other summaries?
Yes, I do. Okay. In fact, this is my primary.
Right.
Primary, not my only, but my primary. So it's and I guess I can't really complain because I guess George R.R. Martin, he only writes 1 or 2 paragraphs a day as well. So
that fat bastard's never going to finish those goddamn books.
Nope, he's going to die before he finishes them.
And then he put out something to piss everyone off. He goes, I'm not rewriting a goddamn thing. I love him for that. Because he saw the backlash with the TV show, and he's like,
oh, yeah.
I'm George R.R. Martin. Do you know who I am? I was eating at buffets before you were born.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's why I've kind of been on hiatus. I've been thinking of maybe doing something on the computer, but I've been distracted and haven't.
Well, you had a lot of stuff to do with your
well, yeah. I mean, for a good month. This was 2 months ago, beginning of May.
Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of May, we were doing a lot of stuff at my folks' place. I don't really have that excuse now. I mean, we're doing some work up at my folks' place, but not at the level that we were when we were getting the house.
Yeah, but you need time. You need downtime too. And when you're doing the research for the game, and you're probably you'll get it done when you need to get it done by.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be it's gonna come out good. I was just curious if you used you have your main source, and then you look at other summaries. Possibly online, just looking, like you type in the back.
Wikipedia, World War II history online. I mean, there's probably a dozen different, but you also have to be real careful that you don't plagiarize.
Right.
It's not only just having the information; it's putting it into my own words.
Can you put peanut butter in there?
I could probably slide it in there, but I have a feeling my editor may catch it.
Okay. I'm just saying we would make it our own words.
The great thing about it is the guy who's going to be my editor for this was the same guy who was my editor when I was working for Critical Hit 10 years ago.
That's hilarious.
Hans, he's good. My camera is all over the place.
Hans is good people,
Hans is good people. He actually he lives in the Netherlands, like a mile away from Arnhem Bridge.
Really?
Yes. Wow. And he has taken a lot of people who have gone
that history right there.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So Hans is real good people. I've known him for over a decade now.
The other thing I remember we were talking about before, I don't know if we did it online or offline. Like you should try on your channel to get the gentleman from Lock and Load on.
Yeah, David. Try to get David on. He's out at
so much fun.
He's at a convention this week, WBC this weekend. So
because I think if you advertise that through those, the military strategy, whatever's blogs, logs, whatever, Facebook, I think you're going to have a lot of interest. I mean, to get to talk to someone who does that stuff, and you're also a developer for them, and just I think it'd be so cool. And I can sit there and go, "Are you going to do a computer game about Dien Bien Phu that I can actually understand, where I can actually move the people?" So I want to move them from this hex to that hex. It shouldn't be that difficult.
Shoot with them.
Yes. I don't want it to be grand strategy. And now you must plant the corn. And now you must. I'm like, oh, when do I get to shoot people?
Oh, believe me, I get it.
Anyhow. But that's really cool. I always like talking to you about that stuff. And we look forward to your content coming up soon on your channel when you have the ability. And I love the wrestling. I tell you, I do a couple of different versions. We do the Fire Pro Wrestling. We're going to get back to that. Nurse Teresa's really good at it. She kicked the shit out of me like last week. We're playing on PlayStation 4. I'm like, I'm hitting the same. Why are you power driving me? She's like, I used to play Mortal Kombat. I'm like, yeah, but this isn't Mortal Kombat. She's like, power driver, boom. I'm like, oh my. You just snapped. You're supposed to be a nerd. You broke my freaking character's neck. You're going to drag me to the middle of the ring and kick my head in now? And I was like, I did not win one match. And she's like, watch this. I'm like, you're not going to hit me with the chair. Bam! She's like, so that's coming up, me battling Nurse Teresa in the Battle of the Sexes using Fire Pro Wrestling. And I'm going to get slaughtered, but it's a lot of fun. And anyway. But yeah, but the dice wrestling is so much fun. And she's still watching. And she says, that's a true story. It is. She kicked the crap out of me.
Oh, how come she's not a moderator yet?
Is she not a moderator?
No.
I can't do that in here, I don't think. Can I do that in here? No, I have to do it on the other.
I doubt you can do it from here.
And I have YouTube down. I will. That's a good question. God, does she have to be everything for me? Yes. I love you. Okay, got that out of the way. You don't want this look. And she doesn't do that though. Lovely person. I'm so lucky. Anyway, yeah, but she's really good at it, and I'm not lying when she says that's a true story. And again, I'll put it back up here. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, holy, what the? And she's like, kick it. Then I had one move. I got one move down. I caught her once with it, like off the ropes, like a forearm thing or a flippy thing. I don't know. And she's like, then after that, she just sidestepped me. I go, can't you just let me hit you with it once? And she's like kicking my head and throws me out of the ring, hits me with a chair, a kendo stick. Then she's like, let's do a steel cage death match. I'm like, no, let's not. No, I'm done playing. Threw the controller down. Anyhow, but yeah, but the dice wrestling that you do with the
face to the mat
and the fictional wrestlers is so much fun. And I've been doing the ones that I found on the Field of Dreams replay, and I messed that up. But it's a free dice game, and it's great, and it has an Excel helper. And then the other one that Mr. Utah Mike gifted me, another fun wrestling game, and it's very reasonably priced. I can't think of the name of it, but you've seen it on my channel. It's very reasonably priced. And you can't roll your own dice. And Mr. Utah Mike actually had the guy who's redoing the game in his chat. And I said, if you could add one thing, let the person roll their dice and punch in the, because that's a lot more fun, but it's still a great game. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I like the whole how you do the pay-per-view things and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. And Dave Gardner's doing his fun blog or vlog from computers, and I'm not doing it. It's basically from computer gaming to cards and dice, his journey, and it's
digital
check that out.
Dice or something.
Digital to dice, great stuff. And they're also doing podcasts.
The podcast too. Yep.
Which we're gonna start doing podcasts at some point. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell a podcast is. We do a podcast on YouTube.
It's a video cast without video. It's basically the same thing as
Wait a second. Wait. You mean they're not going to see us? Oh, bullshit. We ain't doing that.
There you go then.
You know what? I need to be seen. I need to be seen. Anyhow.
I'm not sure. I need to be seen. But...
Oh, absolutely. Oh, geez,
I got the face for radio, dude. You know that.
You know what, OJ? You know what, OJ? You make me feel like dancing the night away. Leo Sayers was wow, he was an interesting looking dude. He was like 5'2", 85 pounds soaking wet, and he had that, you make me feel like this.
Well, it was the 70s too. So,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
I love his songs. I'm just saying. I went back and I looked. I was like, oh, Leo Sayers. Click was like, whoa. You know,
Thrice. Well, dude, you remember? You go back. Hey, Thrice-A-Roni.
Thrice-A-Roni, a card collecting tree. Yes, go back. What? Go back.
Go back far enough. Back into like the 60s when Kenny Rogers was a hippie.
It's funny.
He's a full-on hippie, dude.
Yeah.
It's before his country days. I mean, you go back and watch the just checking in to see what condition my condition was in. Great song, love it. But he's full on hippie glasses and jumpsuit, and it's hilarious.
And
like, wow.
I'm gonna have to check that out. You know what? That's an ability. We can do that. So later on, during the portion of the show when Al's running out of ideas, we're like, now we're gonna look at pictures, and Al's gonna talk about them. And here's our good friend Dave Gardner. He says, I record podcasts in the buff, in the nude, all natural. He does. Now, I've been trying to convince him because he's doing his body painting on the podcasts.
He needs to do those in video.
Right. Hello, Mr. Dave Gardner. Check out that wonderful.
I mean, he's wonderful in describing how he is painting his body.
It's unbelievable. I find myself fascinated. I have painted along with him.
Really?
Yes, Dave Gardner.
I had not thought about doing that.
No, you have to. It's sort of my way of painting along with numbers. Okay, so I'm naked, not recording, obviously, because I'm listening to the podcast. Yep, paint along. There you go. Were you painting your toes? As you just clicked off, I know, silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. But
no, I don't want to show my toes.
Okay, so I have a fascination with. Oh, never mind. Wait a second. Wrong show. Anyway, yeah. So when he's doing his body painting via the podcast, it's family fun because you can't see it, but I envision it. I'm like, as he's saying, I'm painting this. I'm like, ooh, it's like paint along with Dave. So I got the paint and stuff. It's really a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Sometimes you get paint in places really hard to get out. I'm still green in some spots. It's not easy being green.
Dave is the Bob Ross
of body painting. Yeah,
that's all there is.
You can't. Bravo. You cannot say more than Dave Gardner is to what painting to PBS is what Bob Ross was, or something like that. He is. You know what? That is absolutely marvelous. Dave Gardner, absolutely outstanding. Please check out his podcast with Uncle Ron and his wonderful YouTube channel, and of course, hockeytournaments.com, where they don't mention body painting. All righty. Bubba Husky's in the chat. Hello, Bubba. We'll be back soon. All right. Bubba Husky was in the chat and is gone. Anyway. Whoa. Where are you going with this, Al? Shh. Put the lotion in the basket.
It puts the lotion in
I love I want him to do it because he does it so much better than I do. And they're like, someone's going to be coming back going, who are these two creepy bastards talking about putting the lotion in the basket? What the hell is this shit? As this guy's in drag watching us, going, I'd blank me. Would you blank me? That was one of the most disturbing scenes in that movie. Let me just say, if you've not seen Silence of the Lamb, what was that guy, Billy something?
They think Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. Okay.
Buffalo Bill.
Silence of the Lambs, right? Great movie. Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, right? And there's a whole thing. This guy captures women, feeds them so they get big because he wants their skin to stretch, whatever. He's making a bodysuit out of skin because he wants to have a He's making his own sex change basically, and he's got this scene, and he's like, and he has something tucked. I'm sitting there going, he's going, and I'm like, and he's just like, and he's like, all in this, and like,
he's
lingerie.
all strutting around.
Oh my God.
Lipstick on.
Oh, and he's like, yeah, he's just like, anyway, great movie, disturbing scene. So, ouch. That's all I could say. Every time
of course, it also had Hannibal Lecter in it, who's a cannibal, and Hannibal Lecter scenes was not as disturbing. As
is that as what was it? Cowboy? I mean,
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo. That Buffalo was. Bill. But you know what? And here's the best part. So the first time I start watching Monk, right? Because I enjoyed. I don't know if you guys watch Monk, whether you watch Monk
I know what
it's a fun show. It's a goofy, fun show. There's a lot of murder in the San Francisco area, I realize, because everyone's dying over there, and Monk's the only one who can solve these things. And it's a fun show. It's like Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. It's fun. And I'm watching. My brother-in-law says, you got to watch this show, Monk. It's like 2 seasons, a long time ago. And I'm like, I try to watch. He goes, no, you'll like it. You got to get through it. It's the same thing. When you can watch a few in a row, you kind of get used to the character. It's fun. And I'm watching it, so because they had whatever on demand or whatever. And I'm sitting there, or it was a marathon, 4th of July marathon or some crap like that. And so I call him up. I go, hey, this guy looks familiar. The captain. He goes, that's the guy, Buffalo Bill from. And I go,
Silence of the Lambs.
So I go, get the hell out of here. He goes, and I'm like, you mean the guy who goes, would you? I was like, holy crap, that is him. I started laughing so hard. Oh my God.
Well, the one thing I always liked about Monk is the guy who played Monk was also in 13 Ghosts, which I think is a completely underrated horror movie. Did you ever see 13 Ghosts?
No, I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's actually pretty damn good.
13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts, yeah. It was mid-90s, early to mid-90s, but probably one of my more favorite horror movies.
Did you ever see Michael J. Fox was in it? It had to do with ghosts. They were they went to like a nut house, asylum, hospital kind of thing. And he was basically a shyster. But
yeah, that like, he could talk to, yeah.
And then all of a sudden he really could. And he was
yeah.
like, oh my God. And it was actually one of those strange Michael J. Fox movies that was really, I liked it. It was like the one he did with, people forget he did a movie with Joan Jett. Again, not really, it wasn't a comedy actually. But it was actually
that one was a serious.
It was a good movie. I mean, it was a good movie. I'm not saying it's Academy Award winning. It's not like, and now the Oscar goes to a movie who no one freaking watched. I guess the last time. Also, if for some reason our good friend Dog is watching, God bless Dog. I wish you'd come back soon. That's all I'll say. I got to email him again. So see how he's doing. So, and Dave Gardner gives us some advice here. The smoother you are, the better the paint stays on your body. See, that's my problem. I have to, well, we won't discuss that, but good sound advice. Dave Gardner, 13 Ghosts was great. So
see, he knows.
Maybe we can get Dave on one of these times to chat about. I've not seen that movie. So, Moni G, tell me, Dave, do you have trouble with the purple paint and the red paint tinting your skin red for a bit after you wash away? These are all, if you're doing body painting, you have to watch this right now. This is great information about body painting. So thank you to Moni G and Dave Gardner. Yeah, so I guess I'll have to check that out, 13 Ghosts. Now, was Tony Shalhoub like a good guy or a bad guy?
No, he was the good guy. He was the protagonist in it. So.
Did you, speaking of ghost movies, there was another one. I got to look these up so I can get the names, but an underrated film. Basically, it's someone who killed a little kid, and the little girl's ghost befriends this little boy, and it just goes like that.
That doesn't sound familiar.
I got to look it up, and it's The Woman in White or something like that. I can't remember, something like that. So, but it was a good movie. And there's a lot of, I'm not going to get into it because it was a good movie. And if you start talking about it, you basically give the plot line away. And it was just, I thought it was it's an older movie from like the 80s and stuff. Anyhow, so For everyone who thinks I don't know how many people were with us last night, but because OG was not, so there's a couple of things.
I went to bed early because
OG went to bed. I was up till like 4 in the freaking morning. So OG, I did find, and I showed this
Panzer Army Africa.
Panzer Army Africa, and this game is like really difficult. I bought this game at 12, tried to figure it out, and big mistake. But what's cool, OG, is it's in perfect shape.
Except for the box. There you go. Woo!
And there's a dice in here. Put the dice in the bag. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to attempt to play this at some point. And maybe OG can help me with that. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. I found it when I was looking for poor Nurse Teresa sitting there going, oh my God, how long are you going to stay in this closet? Well, honey, I'm coming out of the closet. You understand what I'm saying? But the other thing I found, and God directed me to find these things because I am an agent of God. What have I always said?
One does not question the will of God.
One does not question the will of God.
I've been reading Dune.
You've been reading what?
Dune.
I like that movie, but I guess it's not as good as the books. We were talking. Who brought that up in one of our chats or somewhere about the books? How good the books were. Somewhere
books were phenomenal, especially the first one. The David Lynch movie, I enjoyed it because it was great cinematography, and it told a 24-hour story in 3 hours if you watch the extended version. There's a lot of stuff that they changed in it, but in my opinion, it was good enough. The 2000 version that they did,
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
That one was real cool because they did Dune Messiah, God Emperor Dune, Children of Dune. They did basically the entire Herbert series in like 3 movies. So that's good because you get the feel of all the books. But to me, it always felt like it was filmed for an after school special. Not a lot of really good cinematography in it.
Okay,
but it tells the story real well. The books really are phenomenal. Yeah, I really would. And failing that, just listen to the audio version. You can find them on YouTube.
Yeah, good point. I might do that. Anyway, so Aquaman, for everyone's like, Aquaman's cool. And why do you beat up an Aquaman? Aquaman talks to fish. He's this, and Aquaman's what's his face from Game of Thrones?
Jason Momoa. Ooh.
Jason Momoa plays him. He's so hot. He's Aquaman. Listen, I'm going to tell you the true version of Aquaman. People, God directed me to this comic book that I had as a child. When I flipped through, the light was shed upon me. Aquaman getting his ass kicked by a starfish. That is a starfish kicking the crap out of Aquaman. A starfish, people. Starro attacks Aquaman. Does it look like Aquaman's doing well in this fight? No. Do you know why he probably beat the starfish? Because some jackass writing the wrestling scripts like, I like Aquaman. Bullshit. Look at this. The truth about Aquaman. Getting the crap kicked out of him by a starfish. That's all you need to know.
He had to have Wonder Woman come save him.
Look at him. He's like, ah! And you know what that is? Salt. I told you. All you got to do is throw salt on Aquaman and you're killing him.
He lives in salt. He's not Slugman. He's Aquaman.
I don't care what he is. Look at him.
Salt water in the ocean.
Look at him.
He still gets the crap kicked out of him by a big starfish. Yeah.
Exactly. Comics with Bueller was on last night, and he goes, well, I wouldn't say it's a big star. I mean, he was in the chat. I'm like, it's a starfish. And he went and started laughing.
Starfish.
All right. I'm like, look at it. It's a starfish. It's
even named Starro.
Exactly. So everyone who's like, oh, Jason Momoa is so if you're like your wife's saying, I love Jason Momoa, just take a picture of this, find it, and go, listen, you got the shit kicked out by a starfish. Okay? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, folks. Anyhow, where does my exactly, Will? Aquaman sucks. I hate Aquaman. Aquaman sucks. Okay? That's all you need to know. He's the worst superhero ever. He made me root for the Legion of Doom, for God's sakes. I'm like, listen. And again, I know I say it all the time. Poor Superman's got to put up with these idiots at the... Who okay, like the Justice League, right? Poor Superman's like, I can do this all myself. I'm a bit narcissistic. I can do it myself. Really, just I, kryptonite. That's all I have to watch out for. And they're like, well, what if someone has kryptonite? You're right. Okay, I will add a couple of people to help me just in case there's kryptonite. And he's like, I'm cool with Batman. I don't know what the hell Robin's about, but it's Batman's buddy, like his kid brother or cousin or some crap. He can come in. And they're like, okay. And then Robin's like, I have a friend, and his name is like Zan. And he's like a pretty cool guy.
And he's got a twin sister
named Jaina. Is it Zan and Jane? Zan and Jane?
Zan and Jaina.
Jaina. And they have a monkey. And Superman's like, Jesus Christ. Well, we have a pet dog kind of mascot. He likes monkeys, Adamant. Okay. And the next thing you know, it's like, I have this guy, my friend. It's like, oh, blah, blah. And next thing you know, Superman's like, holy crap. How did this party get out of control? This kegger's gone wild. And then he sees Aquaman and he turns to Batman. He goes, did you invite this here? And that's how Aquaman got into the Hall of Justice. It's true. God. And that's how Uncle Al, Red Sox fan, decided, you know what? The Legion of Doom ain't so bad.
Well, I get a lot of what Luthor was going with the Legion of Doom. I understand. It's amazing how the older I get, how I start to more sympathize and see the viewpoint of the bad guys. But you think with as smart as he was, he'd get people of a little bit higher caliber than I don't know, Solomon Grundy. Who's literally a zombie, and is dumb as a rock.
And he was in charge of finances.
Yeah, we couldn't let Catwoman do it. She was going to steal everything and siphon everything off, anyways. So
it is funny though that they're all like, you could just see like the meetings with Lex Luthor. I'm sorry, and he's sitting there going, as they walk out of the board meetings, going, these are the dumb. Really. Can I not get like Captain Doom or whatever the hell that guy named? How do I get stuck with these idiots? There's one time going, I could just kill them all. Everyone drink the Kool-Aid. It's good for you. We have Todd B. He says, if we had an Aqua Woman, we would approve. Yes. Let me tell you something about Aqua Woman. I would be into Aqua Woman. That's all I'm saying. Especially if Raquel Welch played her. So, good point.
We kind of did have an Aqua Woman.
We had an Aqua Woman?
It was the chick with the red hair that Jason Momoa was running around with.
I didn't see that movie, but if she has red hair, that's kind of cool. Says the says the Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew would kick the crap out of Aquaman. He'd spray him and be done.
Well, I think Pepe Le Pew would be able to do that to most people.
Pepe Le Pew was the first stalker I ever found on TV. If you really think about Pepe Le Pew, he's a stalker. Maybe a nice totally stalker, but he was a stalker. Most 80s songs also are about stalkers if you listen to the lyrics. I ain't missing you or whatever, and then you're literally like, dude, you're stalking her. You are missing her. You're a weirdo. Dave Little, how you doing? He says, hello, Al and friends. He had a great basketball game on Friday. I listened to it today when I was doing laundry because that's what I do on Saturdays. Laundry. Anyway, that's my hate of Aquaman, and it's well worth it. It's just a goofy freaking superhero. It's a stupid superhero. You know what I would have liked if Jon Snow shivved Aquaman? Can we somehow have Jon Snow look at Aquaman going, telling him all these goofy stories, and then Poseidon told me this, and he just after he just shivs Aquaman. That would be cool. OG's working on the ambiance.
Well, I was trying to get a picture of her up, but it wouldn't let me share screen.
It should be. That's the thing we have to work on. What do you want to get a picture of?
Aqua Woman or the chick.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can. Well, we'll try that. I think I can do that. I wonder if I can.
Oh, yeah, sure. You won't let me do that. You know what? I'm gonna go make my own chat with whiskey and blackjack and hookers. Damn it!
Can I come?
Of course.
All right, cool. All right, this chat's over. We're going to
We're
we're
gonna
going
go-
where the whiskey, the blackjack, and the hookers are. And by hookers, I mean people who shoot a basketball.
No.
No, I'm there. So, anyhow, that was our 40-minute introduction to nowhere. Now, the original thing, Larry Harris. Holy crap, I remember. We got to go back up. Larry Harris, first subject. Where he went to a wedding.
Oh, yeah, a wedding for his cousin.
Here it is. Poor Larry's like, no.
We've already passed it. Don't go back.
Anyway, but this is a great subject. It says, hello, Al. So glad today is over, as I did not want to go to a wedding today. But I went like the good cousin I am. So, we've all had these things, whether a wedding or a party, and you have to go to it. You know, you try to think, you're almost hoping for the end of the world sometimes. You're like, the end of the world is, I mean, if it started, I still have time to play some video games and do some things, and I wouldn't have to go to this wedding. So when you have to go to one of these things that you don't want to go to, company outing maybe, or a whatever, Christmas party for the company, or you go to see the relatives that you can't effing stand, right? Or whatever, similar circumstance. How long is the appropriate time to stay? OG.
Until the alcohol kicks in.
Oh, so you're going to stay there for a while?
No. If I'm there because I don't like them to begin with, I'm hitting the bar as soon as I can.
But how long are you going to stay?
Until the alcohol kicks in.
Oh, I got you. I understand now. I just think that's a really fun subject matter because we all have to do these things we don't want to do. And you go, and sometimes you're surprised, you see people like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, and they'll turn like, yeah, I don't want to come either, but we're here. Might as well make the best of it. But yeah, you have to go to these things. I just thought that was really funny because, what's the appropriate, and I have the clock in my head, I'm like, okay, I said hello to these people, and I've been here an hour. Let's shift it up a bit. Let's not just do a straight hour. Sometimes you can't, right? If it's a wedding, you have to wait for the food and this and that, and but like if it's a party, sit there to go, okay, let's make it like an hour and 17 minutes. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. A fun subject. Now, yeah, we all have to do things we don't want to do, and we do them because, like Larry Harris says, and thank you for being a good sport about this, as he probably gave me the middle finger at home, going, "You're a jerk, Al." Like the good cousin he is, and God bless you, Larry Harris. And now I have to click on. Oh, here's our good friend Sebastian Strat. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sebastian. Hope all is well, my friend. Todd B says, 2 words about weddings, Wedding Crashers. That was a great movie. That was a very fun movie. I liked that one. I liked how the woman that the young girl that Vince Vaughn thought he was playing was really playing him. Like, remember at the end she goes, "You think I'm really like that? I was just doing that because I knew the way you were." That was awesome. Wedding Crashers, good movie. Highly recommend it. Oh, so now what stupid stuff can we get involved with right now?
Let's go to the studio audience.
All right, we're gonna go to the studio audience. We're gonna riff. Let's see what's going on. Did you dance a polka at a wedding or a hokey pokey? The chicken dance counts, kinda, for the polka. Yeah, you do. You put your left foot in, you pull your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey. Yes, I've done that before. That's what it's all about. I'll tell you what's even worse. But yeah, those were the standard, the electric slide, the hokey pokey, the chicken dance. But it was all fun. Yeah, they always have.
I haven't been to a wedding since my cousin got married in 96, 97. So I don't know what they do at weddings anymore. So.
Oh, it's a standard. It's a standard.
I just don't have any friends that want to invite me to them. That's all.
Not a bad thing, believe me. It's not. And then Todd B brings up the electric slide. As poor D. Scott Howard goes, is anyone watching a fight? For God's sakes, go to if you want to check.
You're supposed to talk about sports.
I almost got the fight, and I decided not to. What's blazing in sports?
How much is it on pay-per-view this time?
I couldn't find out because I actually was interested. I mean, I didn't want to click on the. I'm sure on the high def it's way too much, but I was interested in this fight. I think Pacquiao was going to win the fight.
Yeah, Pacquiao was. Yeah.
I think he's going to win it easy. To be honest with you, I know he's old and this and that, but I think he's going to be. If he again in boxing, you have that with older fighters. At some point, they're going to step in that ring and they're done. They could train well. It's just they're done. If that doesn't happen to him, Thurman's made for him. Thurman does not throw a lot of punches. Thurman waits. I could see a controversial decision just because of the way Thurman fights. But I can see Pacquiao in and out, just rat-a-tatting him, those quick combinations in and out. Again, unless he gets old all at once. And that does happen with pugilists. You'll step in that ring and you've been looking okay. And again, he's not the way he was. He's in his 40s. I wish he would stop fighting. He's going to get hurt. It happens. He's had a couple of times where he's been brutally knocked out in his career and he's come back to beat those fighters. But, I mean, oh, God, who was it? The Castillo fight? I can't think of the guy. The guy knocked him out. It was like I thought he killed him. He hit him so hard. But he came back and he beat him in the rematch, so – what's blazing in sports? D. Scott Howard. He does a wonderful blow-by-blow commentary. Our good friend T-Dub. He was asking. I forgot to put that. He was in the Discord. And if anyone wants to join our Discord, they should. It's a lot of fun. We share information. This is how we found out about StreamYard. As Dave Gardner says, at midnight here in Massachusetts, where he's in Eastern Mass, I'm in Western Mass, 83 degrees. At 10:20, it was 92 degrees outside. Now, it is unbelievable, this weather. It's just, and it's like muggy 92. So the weather's, and I thought it was going to break today, but they say one more really hot day. And then OG tells me it's like 70 degrees where he's at. I'm like, oh, you're lucky. But you've had some crazy weather out there.
We do. Back in the way Seattle weather usually goes is like sometime in May we'll have 3 days where it spikes to 95 to 100 degrees, and then it'll go back to kind of wet and muggy, and we'll fluctuate between like 70 to 85 up until about mid-July, and then mid-July we'll have like 2 months of like 90 plus degree weather. So
I would think there's high humidity over there.
It gets I wouldn't say it's high humidity. Worst humidity I ever had was Singapore, where that was like 115 degrees and 125 degree, 120% humidity.
You said Singapore, right?
Yeah, Singapore.
Yeah, well, that's
it gets a little muggy here, but not East Coast muggy. You would think that we'd get a lot more muggy, but we really don't. D. Scott Howard, 75 is just hot for us. It is. And the funny thing is, D. Scott's like 2 hours north of me.
Yeah, you guys are
kind of towards the Arctic Circle.
Now, you guys have met, correct?
Yep, we met 2 years ago at the Play.com convention that we had.
That is so cool. I met Ken Castro.
There is a chance sometime in the next year I'll be making it back to the East Coast sometime. I don't know where yet. I don't know. See, that's the thing. David, the guy who I'm working for at Lock and Load, he likes flying his people out to conventions. He wanted to get me out to WBC this year, which is going on this weekend, but the flights, and that's in Pennsylvania, the flights weren't from SeaTac International weren't quite going to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So he didn't have enough time to set it up. But sometime in the next year, I'm probably going to be showing up to a convention someplace on the East Coast. I don't you just love how detailed I am with things? So
you're detail oriented.
I am. So hopefully it'll be close enough to somebody back east that I can visit with you while I'm back there. So we'll see.
W. Vox asked a really cool question. Devin, I wanted your opinion about this. What do you think about real-life war reenactments? Before, you know what I just thought of now? Imagine if you actually played a game with real-life war reenactments. Meaning, there'd be like, you'd roll the dice and you'd be like, hey, you go over there. And then, so what do you think about that? That's a great question.
The guys who do the war reenactors are are a very dedicated group. I've got a good friend of mine who's a World War II reenactor, and his girlfriend, she reenacts with him. She dresses up as a medic. They are very dedicated. To me, they're nothing more than glorified cosplayers, but to each their own. I'm not going to say anything bad about them because they're out there having fun.
Exactly.
And they're keeping history alive.
Yeah.
So not something my fat ass is going to get out.
Now, I saw one where stormtroopers were at Gettysburg, and I thought that was cool.
Yes. Well, he was.
That's when Star Wars cosplayers crash.
He was looking for rebels. Where else was he going to go?
Exactly. It was like dun 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 dun, and then like General Grant was. They got laser guns. They can help. They're cool. We'll take their help. So that's a great question. Yeah, that's they're having fun. Yeah. Here's one. As we're riffing off the chat, I like this. So, Moni G says, W. Vogs, when is the official date to storm Area 51? Let me just say this. I believe that was a hoax, but don't storm Area 51. I've watched things on that. You will be shot dead. I'm not lying to you.
It may have started as a joke, but I think there were actually people who are going to try it. And you know what? I hope the Air Force sets up pay-per-view so we can watch it.
I will watch that. I'll have my bowl of popcorn and go, look at this jackass get ripped apart. That's awesome, man. Because that is a secret, not so secret. We have a secret base. Okay. Everyone knows about it. I'm going to define you secret. People aren't supposed to know. Anyway, but it's a huge base. I was watching stuff on it. And when I saw that, I remember talking to my brother and he goes, no, that's a hoax, right? And because he heard about it too and stuff. And it was just funny. I go, you don't want to, you will get shot. And it's not the Air Force or the Army. Those guys show up. They're in black. I watched the History Channel do a thing on that.
They've got private security.
They have like Blackwater security. They're like, now you have to understand, like when we sign on, we get to kill people, not get in trouble, right? And they're like, yeah, it's cool. Okay. And now, like if they jaywalk, we get to shoot them, right? Yeah, you get to shoot them. It's okay. Okay. So you see that person there, I'm going to shoot him. Bam. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I'm in. But they literally come down in black. It's like a movie. They come down in those black RUV or whatever those cars, those SUVs. Thank you. They come out. History Channel did a thing on it, a legit thing. They wanted to see how close they could get to, and they actually came up pretty much close to the gate. And security comes and they go, shut that camera off. And they go, are you military? They go, shut that camera off. And next thing you know, the camera went off. And they said later, yeah, they started pointing firearms at us. And they go, shut that camera off. So you don't want to fool with Area 51. Don't fool with it. I think you actually think it would be interesting to see idiots try to crash. First of all, they say it's the size of Connecticut.
It's pretty
it's
pretty
huge,
big
they said.
Now the thing with Area 51, do they have aliens there? I doubt it. Honestly, if there is a spacefaring race out there with the technology to be able to travel the vast distance of space to get to us, they wouldn't need a UFO. They would be other more sublime means. Do I think aliens visit? I don't know. I'm not going to believe it until I see it with my own eyes. However, it is a top secret research facility. The stealth bombers were developed.
I was talking to Nurse Teresa when we were eating dinner. That actually came up because we were watching the History Channel. They were talking about stuff, and they mentioned Area 51. And we started laughing about the people want to crash Area 51. Like, yeah, I enjoy getting shot in the head. And I'm not joking about that. You will get shot. That is a military base. They have the right to defend themselves from idiots. So if you want to be an idiot and get shot in the head, by all means, go and be an idiot. In fact,
and here's another thing to consider. If there are aliens there and we do have technology from them, what do you think they're going to use against you? You're just some little coffee-drinking soy boy running around Naruto style, and they're going to unleash a predator on your ass.
Yeah. They're like, listen, let them come in. Let's see what Hank can do. You mean Hank the Predator? Yeah, he's been pretty good. He's been itching to kill something. We all like Hank. He watches the ball games with us. And Hank's like, yeah. And his second mouth comes out of his, like, and they're like, oh, come on, Hank. And he's like, Hank's laughing. And then Hank rips apart something. But yeah, don't they said it's the size of Connecticut. The stealth, you had mentioned the stealth. And it's funny if you watch the history of the stealth bomber. Again, I've seen it either on the military channel or the history channel. They were developing that back in the, correct me, OG, if I got the years wrong, but back in the late 60s, they started to try to develop, early 70s, late 60s. I don't know. But when people were saying, hey, we saw this, and they're describing it, it's the stealth. Yeah. It's very similar to what, because no one had ever seen a plane like that. And so they're seeing this, and they're like, well, it is an unidentified flying object.
Technically, they were correct. So you also got to remember that the stealth project grew out of the Blackbird project, the SR-71 Blackbird, and even that as a plane, you look at it.
What was that? What was that? OG, give us a little history.
The Blackbird was the fastest, highest flying reconnaissance plane we had. It used to run missions over Russia all the time.
Okay, that's why.
And it was substratospheric. It was so high.
It was just they couldn't pick it up on radar.
Well, no, they could pick it up on radar. They just
shoot it.
Their missiles couldn't go high enough.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
If you look at how angular that the SR-71 is, you can see how that had an effect on the angular design of the stealth project, the B-2 and the F-117 projects.
Yeah,
because it's radar absorbent and radar reducing. So, are there aliens there? No, probably not, but it's still a research facility. And the government don't like to give up its secrets very well.
And people,
and the way I look at it, two ways to look at it. Back in, what was it, 94, when Clinton was running for office, he swore that if he became president, he would bust wide open Area 51.
I remember that.
Never happened.
No, because
another thing.
Yep, go ahead.
Another thing, Trump can't keep his mouth shut about anything.
No.
And if there was anything at Area 51,
I know that's being tweeted out.
He tweeted out. So, just two ways of looking at things.
Yeah,
so I don't think there's any aliens there.
No, but it's a top secret. You know what I also found out on the West Coast, Catalina Islands,
down in California.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a base there. There's a It made sense once they said that, and they were talking about how it started during World War II. Again, it made sense. I was like, it makes sense, but it's another one of these top secret kind of Air Force, not as big as Area 51, but there's a base there. And they were talking again. We were watching this stuff on unidentified flying objects. It was kind of cool before the Red Sox. The Red Sox, we have horrible pitching. We know what? If there are space aliens, please come down and give us some good pitching. I can't take it anymore.
Still early in the season.
It's not early. You keep saying that. And I keep believing you. I keep saying it's still early.
I just want to give you hope, Al.
I know. Keep hope alive.
That's right.
So, but yeah, don't go near Area 51. It's you know what? All these people, idiots, soy boys, whatever you want to call anybody. Listen, the government has a right to function. Okay, they're protecting you as much as you might not think so. If there was no government, welcome to Mad Max, and you guys ain't surviving. Believe me, your soy boys on a leash. Okay, if they don't kill you, so you should thank God every day we have a functioning government that works, and that's a base. Stay the hell away from it. That's my opinion. And I agree with OG. If they do storm it, please put it. You know what? I would. If it's not on free TV, please someone YouTube it or let me watch it on pay-per-view because I will put up the money to watch that. Because I think it'll be hilarious to watch these idiots get stun gunned and all that crap. So anyhow, great stuff. Let's see what up. Clinton Park says, hello, West Coast friend. Sounders play today. Oh, he's talking to D. Scott Howard. So
D. Scott Howard, yep.
Yeah. Clinton Parks with his lovely wife, Honey Bunny. Such a marvelous couple. It's just that picture always makes me happy. And you know what else? It makes me feel like dance the night away. Leo Sayers, people. Leo Sayers. I'm going to try to get Leo Sayers on with us. And he's going to be like, well, how many people do you get to watch you? We get people to watch. Okay. We get people to watch.
We get more people watching us than you have show up your concerts now.
Good point. You know what? We're going to get a guest on one of these days. Imagine if we get someone on. I bet we could get someone on. We got to try that. I got to figure that out. That's going to be fun. Anyway. Hello, Clinton Parks. Good friend of the community and channel. So, yeah, that was an interesting subject. That was a cool subject. Yeah, that was Clinton had said something about that. Where was he? He said that the guy had said it was a hoax. But like you said, there's some people taking it way too seriously.
Things like this take on a life of their own after a while, and it could have started it out as a joke, but yeah, I seriously believe that there are going to be people, maybe not a lot, and maybe they'll get dissuaded when they
It's
get
not
there and
that
realize
easy to
there's
get
only
there
about
either.
100 of them. Yeah, no, it's out in the middle of the desert.
It's out. I mean, I get it. You can drive there. Everyone knows if you have a map, you can kind of, it's not. It's in the middle of the desert, people. If I was the person, the private security, I'd be like, pop their tires. Let's see how long they survive. Here's a bottle of water. Fight for it, jackasses. Enjoy dying of thirst. When you say you're sorry and admit your a-holes, we'll help you a bit and make sure you never come back. But you got to say you're sorry and you're a-holes.
I don't know. I think a lot of these people that want to raid Area 51 need to raid a job fair, but that's just me.
Yeah, rated. That's a good point. Rated. Rate a job fair. Get a job, people. Pay some taxes so you can get irate about what your taxes are spent on. Anyhow, great question. What else do we have in the chat? That was a fun one. That one really was a fun one.
That was a good one. I
like that. What else is going on here? Phantomatic. Those aliens are huge.
Huge.
I was joking with Nurse Teresa. I was saying, if there are aliens, right? They're flying over, they're going, hey, let's go vacation on Earth. And they get here and go, those are the most violent creatures we have ever seen. Yeah, we're not going there. I don't want my UFO carjacked.
The thing is, like I said, first of all, we have to make the assumption that the aliens are of a reasonable size to us, and that the gravitational is also of a reasonable, sustainable gravity, that they won't either get too squished or explode into low pressure.
Oh, that would be painful.
Yeah, and then you also have to assume that if they have because like I keep saying this, space is big. Space is really big. All right. People don't really understand how big space is. To have the technology to be able to get a ship
point A to point B.
Yeah. Exactly. You won't need a ship to get to here. And who's to say that they don't? Maybe they had some deep range space, molecular reading. All right, so then if they've got that technology, I'm probably sure they can shrink down micro technology. They could be here already, and we just don't know about it because they're at the.
They could be your catfish.
Your catfish could be my catfish.
Your catfish is like, dude, it's great here. I swim. He feeds me. I got company. I love it. So
yeah, no, there's just too many.
What
I consider hard science things that prevent the idea. Is there alien life out there?
Could be.
Depends on how you define life.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, space is too damn big to be able to. Even going back to Einstein's theory of sublight speed, that the faster you get to approaching the speed of light, the larger the engine and the fuel consumption that you need to get to the point that where you can move at the speed of light, you are already at the size of the galaxy. But there's just a lot. The idea of aliens coming here, there's no reason for them to visit. There's one reason for them to visit: us. Anything that this planet can provide can be gotten on asteroids or other planetoids. There is nothing on this planet that is completely 100% unique in the universe, except for us.
And just want to give you an update. Clinton was rolling a dice game. I believe he's using NP3, and he says, "Sorry, I'm late. Never apologize. We welcome anyone who shows up here. We appreciate you coming." So wasn't going to let go of a 14-inning baseball game. Back in the time machine, April 13th, 1980, Kansas City over Detroit 2-1. Lopez walks in the winning run. Cool. Remember to check out Clinton Parks' channel. I don't think he put that up on his channel. I wish he did. Though it's kind of spoiled now because That's the one thing when you go to CP. I learned not to look at the comments because I'm sitting there. Someone will say, I actually enjoy. Listen, I'm not lying. Devin will tell you. I watch the people I like on YouTube. The people who follow me and I follow them, or just people in general I watch, and maybe if they're doing something that there's a result, whether it's a war game or whatever, or tiddlywinks, I kind of want the suspense. And you sit there, and I learned not to read the comments until the very end because sometimes they give it. I still listen because I enjoy it. But let's see what And then Clinton Park says space is still expanding according to Carl Sagan and Neil Tyson deGrasse. So that's our space chatter talk. Anyway, it's just interesting stuff, you know. And again, you did these people. Let me tell you something about Facebook. First of all, anything you put that information, they're selling that to somebody. I already told you, 35 seconds, I got banned from Facebook. They wanted a picture. I sent them a picture of Ted Williams, and gone. You can never be on Facebook under that email address. I will be there because I want to sign up for Dave Little's Facebook sports. And that's all I did. I quickly signed up for it. And because I didn't set up everything, they thought I was a bot. They kept questioning, are you a Russian? No. Are you a Russian? I'm like, no. I just want to go on that. Give us your phone number. I'm like, you're the guy sounding like Russians to me, right? And so I give them my cell phone. They tell me they send me a code. I appreciate that. Yeah. I sent the code back. So again, I'm trying to sign up for Dave Little's Facebook page, which I can't think of the name. Devin probably will.
Sports simulation. I've got it right here.
Sports simulation. Something. Yes.
Something.
Yeah. So, and I'm just trying to sign up for it. I'm all excited. I'm reading the. Go ahead, Devin.
Sports simulation and replays.
Yeah. So if you're on Facebook, sports simulation and replays. If you're on Facebook, Dave Little's Facebook group. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. It's really fun. A lot of people, over 1,000 people on that group, and they share their sports simming, gaming, and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be. It can be card and dice, PC, console, whatever, or just you want to talk about gaming and stuff, sports wise. And that's all I wanted to do, Devin. And they kept going, give us a picture. And I got, I'm like, I got really annoyed. I said, I punched the code in. I'm a human being. And so I sent them a picture of Ted Williams, and I was immediately banned from Facebook forever and ever. But here's the best part. The next day, I get a text from supposedly this 23-year-old chick who wants to do things to Uncle Al that he's like, hey, I'm into that. I'm like, really? You already sold my cell phone number, and I didn't even officially sign up because you banned me. That's Facebook, folks. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a Gmail, whatever, and I'm going to sign up for, as Dave Gardner says, they're over 1,000, well over 1,000, I think. Sports simulation and replays. Al, do you speak fucking English? Do you speak English, Al? Oh. Anyway, sports simulations and replay. Poor Dave's like, oh my God, he swore during the commercial. So, and he says, any sports and game maker, any platform. Thank you very much. And Dave Little's great. Everyone in the FOC is really cool, except that Al guy. Moni G, watch me get Al flag. Can you say flagged? Can you?
Yes.
Are you a flag? What? What did you say? And our good friend Bubba Husky's back. Demonetized. I was monetized.
Which is why I don't go the monetization
route. They're gonna. I was monetized before they changed the rules because, contrary to popular belief, I might not have had enough subscribers. I had a lot of people watching my stuff, and I thank everybody for that. And my whole point was I wanted to make that $100 because I wanted them to send me a check. That's all I wanted. I said, oh, wow, this is kind of a game. I kind of like this. I want to see if I can do it. I get to market. I get to do this. I get to entertain people. God bless you all. It's fun. And that's why I support other people who do it. And then a lot of people started to almost get these little YouTubers starting to figure it out, and they decide we're not paying you. And again, was I going to make $1 gazillion? No. To me, it was a challenge. It was something to sit down. I could use a different part of my brain that's not for porn. Okay. And
wait.
What?
I don't understand this concept.
Well, I have a portion of my brain that's just dedicated to stuff.
Yeah. That's what my brain. But dedicated to other than
I know, but I'm trying to expand my horizons, and that part of my brain was just like it started here. It's like. Anyway, wait. Like I'm gonna go on a job interview someday, and they're gonna be like, "Are you Al Red Sox fan?" Yeah. What? We're gonna play this clip for you. Oh shit! You realize that's comedy, right? You're one of those people who don't understand comedy. So when you were a kid, you got the shit kicked out of you a lot, huh? because you're one of those kids. You're a tattletale, weren't you? Now, I understand if someone's bullying you, that's different. You should tell someone, and they should kick the shit out of the bully, right? Because that's how you solve that problem. Anyway, but yeah. But it was fun. It's just something like you figure out your marketing in your head and what works, what doesn't work. Like I did my Taylor Philo Stevenson. I'm like excited. I'm playing it. No one watched it. I even came up with a wrestling shtick that no one even commented on. I thought for sure. So I had Margaret Thatcher and Fidel Castro there with the side bet. And at the end, Thatcher throws because her fighter won, Frank Bruno. She throws him a
ball gag.
You heard that? At least you laughed.
Yeah, I was listening to it. Yeah,
I know you do, but I'm sitting there. I'm laughing along. I'm going. Someone's gonna comment on this. My God, I just had this whole, dance thing. Like if he won, he takes her to the UN. It's a little levity anyway. So, what else is going on here? What else? What other subjects? Oh, here's him. Clinton Parks, can I ask a question? Has anyone heard from Dog Sidious lately? Yes. Dog has voluntarily left YouTube. We wish him the best. I'm going to email. I emailed him a couple of weeks ago to see how he was doing. He's doing okay. And it might be back. He might be back. Dog is did a lot of wonderful things. And he left from his own volition where his channel was growing. They whammied him for bullshit reasons. Okay. I mean, really. You didn't have to wipe his channel out for 90 days. You could have said, hey, don't do that. And he just used a clip that you can find on YouTube anyway. Now, I think OG had explained it, that if he had put it himself up or something, he used whatever.
He ran the clip from YouTube, and I think YouTube has their own encoding, so it knows whenever one of its clips is being ran on its own channel. Had he ripped it straight from a DVD, I don't think there'd have been any issue.
Yep. The point being, it was BS. They whacked his channel out for 90 days. I'm going to tell you honestly, when I got banned for 90 days, I deserved it. I broke the rules. I mean, I really broke the rules. And I took it. When something's taken away, you don't realize how much you enjoy it. And I made another channel, I'd stream, but no one goes over to watch you because it's too tough to tell, hey, come over. You don't want to bother. But then I would upload. But my point is, he's doing okay. He's doing good. I miss him. I don't know if you're here. You obviously, I said, if you're watching, Dog, we miss you. And I hope he comes back. And I'm going to email him, see if how is he doing? I'd like to get him back on. And he's just so smart, and he's fun and very knowledgeable. And what they did was wrong. They could have just said, hey, don't do that. You got to strike. Instead, they whammied his channel. I've seen on YouTube more BS that doesn't get whammied. And it's just ridiculous. And so what he did when he proved points, like he would put up clips and just show that if he wasn't live streaming it. And that was one of the best. There were people commenting how good, because he's so knowledgeable about that movie, about Ben-Hur and many other things. He put together a slideshow, and he allowed me, thank you, Dog, to be part of it. I have, just like OG, when OG, we're going to start doing the military. This really works for us for that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But for me, this really helps us when we do slides. It's this great function here. But back to Dog. He's doing good. I'm going to email him in a couple of days because I don't want to bother him constantly. I love Dog. People don't. When I say I love OG, I really care for these guys. I care for Clinton. So I would, you let it go for you. How you doing? How you doing? And he emailed back. I actually went through JD because JD and him work together. JD's an author. That's not a bullshit thing. He is writing a book. He sends me the stuff. I unfortunately get caught up. I got to get back. I was reading it, commenting on it. JD's a good guy. He really is. JD's a great guy. Check out his channel. He says what's on his mind. If you can't accept that, then that's your problem. He says what's on his mind, but he's honest and he's straightforward. And I love JD. But I reached out to JD to reach out to Dog because they're in contact because Dog is helping him edit his book, and he's almost there. So it's really cool. So again, we wish Dog the best, and hopefully he does come back because you need people like that on YouTube. He's a good guy, and it's silly, and he left of his own volition. He might have got love. He left, and he'll be back. I hope he'll be back. So great question, and again, Dog, if you're watching, we all love you, man. But YouTube is silly in some ways when it comes to stuff like that. You can see other things, and I don't begrudge anyone getting their views or this or that. And it's just silly sometimes. Okay, Dave Little. Al, how did you get banned from YouTube? Bubba Husky, because he's a good friend of the channel. Yeah, Al, how did you get banned from YouTube? Well, when it comes to body painting, certain body parts cannot be shown. That's all I'll say about that. No, I got banned from YouTube because I used to do a lot of live boxing. Like when I do my games and I do the boxing commentary, I used to do that for live shows, which is fine. I mean, you really can't do it, but no one's going to whammy you for that. Then I had the smart idea because I was watching people doing TV shows and movies talking about it, and they would put it in a mirror and they would reverse it, thus making the image their own, and they didn't get in trouble for it. So I decided I was going to show a live boxing match through a mirror and reverse it and do the commentary, and I got whammied. So, because you cannot show that. And all I thought was I was going to get a strike. And next thing I know, my channel was down. So, but I deserve that. I broke the rules. I accepted my punishment. I am back. I will never do that again. And that's how I got whammied. Also, be very careful with music you use. And even if you use music from the YouTube library, there will be a dink who puts in a copyright, whatchamacallit, and then you have to fight it immediately. Don't let them get away with it. Because that's why I don't use music. I used to use music and they're like, Carmen, because I like it. It's Bad News Bears. So some of my games don't have a lot of sound, the dice games. And so I just put Carmen in the background. You know, the theme from the Bad News Bears. It's an opera. And I used to get, and it's free in the YouTube library, and I have to fight it. And I'd win, but it would take, and this was when I was monetized, right? So I'd win, but it took 4 or 5 days. And whatever little monetization I had was gone. So, but that's just them. So good question. That's how I got banned. As Moni G says, my brushes tickle. Well, Moni, you're doing it right then. Tickle, tickle, tickle. But as OG's going, yep, you're doing it right.
Yep.
Moni G, I love words, Bubba. Good ones. Dangus. Dirty Dangus McGee. Wasn't there a character? Dirty Dangus something. I don't know. I'm probably going to get banned for using that word because I'm not quite sure what it is. Al, can you say what?
Bet your bippy.
Anyhow, so that was a fun, that Area 51. Okay, what else? We're riffing. It's a riff night. Throw a subject out to us. Lighthearted usually is good. If I drink enough, then you just throw anything and But yeah, you have to be careful with Facebook. I love those people on Facebook going, I'm going on vacation. And the key, Hector, is because Hector watches the house, we'll say, right? Hector's a good guy. But, you know, don't tell Hector who's watching that. Why don't you call him and say the keys? Hello, you're going to get robbed. It's an invitation to every. Don't you think if I was a criminal, I'd get involved in, like, you know, with Facebook, who's doing this and who's doing that. Come on, people. It's okay to be on Facebook, but just don't tell. That's like people going, I got a DNA test because they're going to tell me if I'm really white. Why don't you look in the mirror? You're white. I'm telling you, you're white. Caucasian. You know, you might be whatever. And they're like, oh, my God, I found out I'm 1% Indonesian. Okay. You just gave them all your DNA stuff with a lot of information. That's a bad idea. The CIA is going, thank you. You just committed a murder over, like, in that country. They'll be arresting you soon. Anyway, I find that amusing. People like, I sent my blood to, are you nuts? Anyway. So. Probably right. I know we both saw that movie. Oh, what movie? What movie? Oh, there it is. Yes. Frank Sinatra was Dirty Dangus McGee. Yes, that is it. That was a really strange Western that was like a comedy. I remember that. So, guess what I watched again? Shane. Love that movie. I love that movie. And I really paid attention at the end, and you're absolutely correct, OG. He's starting to slouch. And tremendous movie.
The funny thing is, I talked to my dad the last time we talked about this one.
What did he say?
3 months ago. I talked to my dad, and my dad goes, "Nope, he lived." It's like, no, Dad.
No, I think he died.
Yeah, he died. He died.
I think he died because we were talking about that before, how he starts to slide, and I really paid attention again.
Well, they did leave it really, really ambiguous because I mean, as he's riding away, you can either say he's just getting smaller or he's slumping over in the horse. It is ambiguous.
Yeah.
So, but I just prefer to think he died.
Because he gives that great speech. And now when you said it, every time I've told people what you told me, I go, it made sense because I kept thinking, I go, at first he's talking to himself. You can't live with the killer. And it's just so. And then the kid going, he wouldn't have shot you, Shane, if you'd seen him. But that whole part with Jack Palance, and I'm gonna put that in the Discord and stuff. Like just to watch, because I want to put that scene and then just to the ending scene where he gives a speech. And I would like to see that movie remade, done exactly the same way. With whatever actors, you got to pick the right actor for Shane. But the one thing I believe I talked about it. I would show just in the beginning, you want to show Shane as a killer. Doesn't mean, again, bad that you kill people, but I mean, it's not like he's killing old women, but he's a hired gun, and like he kills whatever. He does his job, and he doesn't want to do it no more, and he just wants to be normal. That's the whole point of the movie. He wanders onto this farm, he helps them, and then he sees these people getting bullied, and he's going to help bully them. That whole thing at the end is just great when he sits there and goes, "We'll put our guns down," and blah blah blah. I mean, the other guy saying that, he's like, "Yeah, no," and he just gives him that look like, "I'm here to kill you guys. I'm going to kill you guys, and I'll solve the problem." It's just a great movie. I love Shane. It's just a great movie. And when I was a kid, it was an okay movie to me because there's not a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of acting. The acting is good, very good. Different type of acting.
There's not a lot of acting.
Different style. The action comes. So when I was a kid, to me, there wasn't enough action. I liked the end. It was good. But then as you get older and you pay attention to it, it's really well done. It gets the message across. Hondo's the same way. Now, John Wayne's more of a good guy in that than Shane is. Shane's a killer. And again, doesn't mean the way I interpret Shane is he's a hired gun. If you hire him to protect whatever, he's going to do it. And if he has to kill people, that's what he was hired for. I don't envision him as a bank robber. I don't envision him as robbing stagecoaches, but he is a hired gun. So that's that. And Hondo, again, very good movie. I just watched that one again. I haven't seen that in a few years, which is a really good John Wayne movie. He ends up, he kills that woman's husband.
Yep.
He didn't know he killed her, the woman's husband. The woman's husband was an a-hole who was selling guns to the
Cherokee.
Indians, yep. Native American. So he was a gun runner and he was a bad person. Now the wife didn't really, she sort of thought something was up. That's why I think at the end she's not mad at him. And again, but and then he realizes, oh my God, I killed this woman's husband, because I think he tried to jump John Wayne or something. That's how he lost his horse, I think, in fact. I'm trying to remember. I just saw it. I can't. But yeah, so that's another good one, Hondo. But I like the thing with.
What did you do with throwing him in the river? He can't swim. Well, go in and get him. I can't swim either.
And she runs away. They had the comedy in there. They had, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But those are the really fun. You can do that with Westerns. You can do that with. There's a movie with Pierce Brosnan. And he's a hitman. And it's a comedy, a dark comedy with Greg Kinnear.
Yeah. We've talked about it before. Yeah.
Bullfighting. Matador.
Yeah.
That's so well done. Again, it's a good movie. Not a lot. It did well. It got good reviews. It's a really fun movie. Dark comedy, right? And the whole point is he's on a job to kill someone and he's lonely. He wants to talk to somebody. So he's down at the bar. He builds a quick relationship with Greg Kinnear who doesn't believe him because he's telling him all this stuff. And he's like, yeah. He goes, I'm going to show you how we kill someone. They go through the scenario, so on and so forth. Greg Kinnear kind of believes him. Then he asks him for help. You don't know if he actually gives him the help. Time goes by, and he goes and he sees Greg Kinnear because that's his one friend in the whole world to him. And Greg Kinnear says, did you come to – because Greg Kinnear's business starts to take off. Pierce Brosnan – because Greg Kinnear asked him, do you kill people like for the mob or the government? He's like, no, I kill people. Businesses hire me to kill their competition. He literally kills other people's competition so they can get contracts. That's what he's hired for, right? And he has a handler. It's really dark comedy. And at the end, he goes to see Greg Kinnear, and Greg Kinnear says, "Did you come to kill me?" Because his business starts to take off. That's when you wonder, did he do him a favor? Because there's this whole scene. I don't want to give it too much, but it's a great movie. But there's where you get the likable, the bad guy, right? And he's sick of it, and he just has no one to talk to, and he befriends this person who in his mind, he loves him. He will do anything for him. Now, he's a bit bizarre in the way he gets to that, but it's just a great movie, and it's just, I highly recommend The Matador. So that was one of those.
Another good one like that. Not a comedy though. Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Oh, that's
John Wayne character is not really a nice man in that movie, but he is a nice. He is
yes, because we've talked. Yes, let's talk about that, because that's not. When I was a kid, I didn't like that movie because I always felt John Wayne got screwed, which he did.
He did.
And if you haven't seen Liberty Valance, we're going to give you the spoilers. I won't do it for The Matador, even though it's really old, but not as old as Liberty Valance. But yeah, great. Liberty Valance, excellent. He basically is a criminal. You don't know what he does, but where he lives, he's very nice. He doesn't do anything bad there. He's nice to the people. He helps the people with all kinds of things. It's not like he's shaking them down for protection. But he's the big dog, and he keeps the other animals in line. Because Liberty Valance is an animal. And John Wayne wants to kill him in the worst way. And for some reason he doesn't, I guess, because he doesn't want to.
They only ever really meet each other in town. Liberty Valance is smart enough to stay away from John Wayne outside.
John Wayne will kill him and his two guys. John Wayne's not afraid of them. And John Wayne has a guy with him at all times who's a great actor. He's in a ton. He's African-American actor who's in a ton of stuff. And
he's in a ton of John Wayne movies.
I never remember that guy's name. Anyway, there's a part where they're in the restaurant, right? He goes, "What are you going to get?" Because now Liberty Valance is kind of feeling his oats a little bit, right? Basically, he is picking on Jimmy Stewart, who comes from the East. He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And John Wayne, the thing that you immediately learn by John Wayne, he doesn't like people being bullied. You learn that immediately. And again, he is a criminal. He made his money, whatever. He's robbed something. He's done this. He's a criminal. He's a hired gun. He might have robbed stuff, but he doesn't do it in this territory. He's not wanted in this territory. So when he comes home, he has a nice ranch. He has people who work. He's normal in a way. Would you put it that way, OG?
Yeah, he's a. How would I put it? What's the word I use?
I believe this is D. Scott Howard's right. Woody Strode. I believe that's who it is. The actor, the African-American actor.
Yeah, as Pompey.
Yeah, thank you.
Pompey. That was his character's name.
Yeah, and he's a great actor. He's in a ton of stuff.
He's a great actor.
He's in Spartacus.
He is.
He's the one who won't kill Kirk Douglas. That's right. He's a great actor, and he was in so many things, I'm sure. So Woody Strode. Thank you, D. Scott Howard.
Yeah. But no, John Wayne, I would call it a cultured savage. He will do what he needs to do, and he will put your ass in the ground if he needs to. But get him around other people around his home, he's not going to shit where he lives.
No, exactly.
So, but honestly, when you get down to it, that's a lot how it was back in the day in the West.
Well,
you made your own law. You couldn't rely on anybody else.
Because the sheriff there was an old guy who didn't do anything.
And Liberty Valance also did everything outside the city limits. Because remember, right at the very beginning when he jumps,
it's
Jimmy
outside.
Stewart's, it's outside, and the sheriff says, "Sorry, I can't do anything.
He knows he does it. Now, would he do anything about it anyway? He can't outgun Liberty Valance.
No.
But John Wayne wants to kill him in the worst way. And the point of Liberty Valance is Jimmy Stewart's getting bullied by Lee Marvin.
Marvin.
Now, was it you who told me? Someone told me him and James Colbert, they're brothers. Him and James Colbert.
I didn't say that. It wasn't.
Is that correct?
Dog may have mentioned. I don't know.
Anyway, but that was interesting. So, John Wayne befriends Jimmy Stewart because he doesn't like to see people. He's not. Devin explained it quite well. He's a normal person. He's not going to bother you. You need help fixing your fence, we'll help you fix your fence. That's the way he is. Now, he's the best gunman around. And he has his guy. He has one guy. What's it? Pompey. Fiercely loyal to him, right? And he has people who work with him, but you don't mess with it. And there's one part where Liberty Valance, who trips Jimmy Stewart, the steak falls, and he goes, and John Wayne's in the restaurant waiting to eat, and he goes, pick it up. He tells Liberty Valance, pick it up. I'm not that's my steak. Pick it up. And Jimmy Stewart says, you don't pick up anything. You pick it up. And now John Wayne's like, I don't care if it's in the, I'm killing these guys right now. And they go back and forth. And so now, because he sees 3-on-1 and he sees it's close quarter, he's figuring one of us is going to kill him, right? One of my guys or me, we're going to kill him. And he's feeling good. He's not going to get shot. And he goes, you feel big? You feel good? 3-on-1? He goes, you can't count. I'm paraphrasing. He goes, you can't count very well. My man's at the door with a rifle on all you. And he goes, pick it up, right? And now they're going to shoot it out, right? But Jimmy Stewart wants no violence. He picks up. Anyway, he picks on that's probably one of the most hated characters in movie. You hate Liberty Valance. I mean, he's just picking on a guy who he knows can't defend himself. Long story short, it's John Wayne who really kills Liberty Valance. But he does it in a way that he does not embarrass his friend. He doesn't want to kill. So what he does, and then I'll turn it over to OG because I know he'll be able to describe it perfectly. They send for him because I think it's Jimmy Stewart's wife or soon-to-be wife.
It's the gal that he was romantically involved with, but John Wayne had been trying to woo her for a very long time.
That's why
She chose Jimmy Stewart because he loved her so much. He was going to do everything he can to make sure that Jimmy Stewart stayed alive.
Safe. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Because I never get that part. I knew you would explain it better. But he did like Jimmy Stewart. But yes,
he did. Yeah, he did.
It was through that relationship. He loved this woman so much. He was not going to let her. He wasn't going to steal her away. And B, there's no way that woman wasn't going to be. And he liked Jimmy Stewart. He was like, you really did like him, the character Jimmy Stewart played. So they go to get him. And you find out later he gets there in time for the shootout, but he decides riskily, because I always wondered, but he stays in the shadows and he has a Winchester, right? And he waits, and because he knows Liberty Valance ain't going to shoot the guy right away. He's going to talk trash,
play with him.
And now he knows the way Liberty Valance thinks, right? So he waits. Boom! When Jimmy Stewart shoots, he shoots before him, and he kills Liberty Valance. And you're like, whoa. You find out later. Actually, is it the beginning when they start talking about it?
It's at the very beginning when they start talking about it. When Jimmy Stewart comes back to the town and he's a congressman,
he's been elected official, and
the only way he was able to do that because of the myth that he killed Liberty Valance. This huge mythology that grew up around Jimmy Stewart's character, that he had killed Liberty Valance, but there at the very end, of course, John Wayne's character is dead at the very beginning.
Yeah, and so it's sad. It is. It's sad because John Wayne, again, he still lived a good. He kind of got looked over. That he actually saved that community. And again, is he technically a bad guy? Yeah, not in that community though. Everyone liked him. It was go get him. He's the real law in this territory, because the sheriff was a nice guy, but he couldn't outshoot criminals. Basically, he took care of the situation, and he was just a great character. And again, when I was a kid, I didn't really care for that movie too much because I was like, God, John Wayne got screwed over in that movie. And he never said anything. He kept his mouth shut. He does tell Jimmy Stewart knows it was him who killed him.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Stewart definitely knows it was him.
Yeah.
I think Pompey was the one who told Jimmy Stewart after the fact.
Yeah.
Because John Wayne never would have. John Wayne's character.
John Wayne passed, or no, he might have still been alive. I have to, again, I watch that movie, when I say watch it, I watch it in bits and pieces, like I'm doing something I watch. And I always want to watch certain scenes. And it's a good movie. If you like Westerns, that's a good one. And the other one I really, really like, and on the Western channel, I'd never seen this movie. It's called Tin Star with Henry Fonda and Anthony Perkins. That is an unbelievable movie. If you want to see Anthony Perkins besides something in Psycho and Fear Strikes Out, he was a good actor. I've only seen him in those couple of movies. I really remember. He is great. And he's a strapping young man in this, and he plays the role, but he's naive. And Henry Fonda comes in, and he just tells him how to behave as a sheriff. And he wants to do the right thing. And basically, Henry Fonda was a sheriff and becomes a bounty hunter because a town that he's protected his whole life screws him over. He needs help. with his dying wife and his dying child, and they won't give him help, and his kids die, his wife and child die, and he was like, well, the hell with you people, and he went on to become a bounty hunter. So yeah, Tin Star, I think it's called. Great movie. I don't want to give that one away because that one is really fun to watch. That is Jackass, and again, the Jackass gets it in the end. That's all I'll say. But you love the way he gets it. And Henry Fonda is just great character in that movie. Again, it's some guy, and this is like in real life in a way. There's always someone trying to bully a bunch of people, and he can get enough people to follow him because they think he's whatever strong, and he's an a-hole. And Henry Fonda comes into town, and the only reason why he stays in the town because he doesn't get paid yet for his bounty. And they don't like him because they don't like bounty hunters. Basically, he killed someone they knew, and they were like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, this man's a criminal. You know he was a criminal. He was wanted. I tried to take him alive. He drew on me. I have a court order. Like I have the thing. I'm an officer. The whole I'm an officer of the court routine. He doesn't say it this way, but he shows in the papers. So now he's hanging around town to get paid, and he befriends the young sheriff or marshal. I know like there's a difference between them, but whatever. We'll say sheriff, and he teaches them basically. There's a great line. He goes, well, why is your holster way down? Well, that's the way the other sheriff had it. He's dead. Put your holster. It takes too long to, and it was just a great, and he told the end when he goes, what you should do, like there's a situation with a mob, like a bunch of people. He goes, what you should do, what I would do is I'd get that scatter gun, which is a shotgun. I'd go out there and I'd point it at them and tell them to disperse because no one wants to get hit with a scatter gun. And he's just telling them how to do it. It's just great stuff. Great stuff. W. Boggs, I love The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Phenomenal score. Oh, absolutely. That is one of the best. And we're going to talk a little movies. I guess that's where we're heading to. And again, that is another one. You have no one's a true good guy in that movie. Now, are there likable people? Yeah, there's likable people. Clint Eastwood, Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach, actually, to me, is the most likable. I mean, he's a rogue. Tuco. He's just so likable, and he's a criminal. But, if you think about it, who really did screw him over? He didn't want to screw him over. Clint Eastwood, hey, you left me. They had that gag where Clint Eastwood would capture him. They'd go in, collect the bounty. They'd wait for him to get hung, and Clint Eastwood would shoot the rope, come in and save him. And they did it over and over again. They made money, and they would debate, why do I get a 60-40 split? It's my neck on the line. He goes, yeah, well, I'm shooting the rope, right? I'm shooting the rope. And there's one time he's kind of has to hose him, not by his own choice, but Tuco is very upset with that as he almost dies. And it's a great movie. If you've not seen The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, it is a must watch. Bubba Husky, # beat up bullies. Absolutely. You shouldn't. Here's the thing, what's wrong when it comes to stuff like that in school. You go, you tell the teachers, blah, blah, because it happened. You always had someone who's you try to do things the right way. The teachers are whatever, they can't get rid of these people. And I'm not recommending it now. I'm talking about when I was a kid. I don't want anyone to get hurt, so please don't do it. Please go to the proper authorities. And because people are nuts now, it's not like, hey, we're going to have a fist fight. You never know what's going to happen. So be careful. But I'm saying in any situation, the more you let someone take, they're going to take more and more and more. I'm not going to get involved in any political talk, but when someone said something, if you give them this much, they're going to take more and more and more. And it's true. So another great Poncho, The Good. Oh, yeah. When he, and the cigar, that was always cool. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. So, yeah, Liberty Valance, that is a really good one. Tin Star, highly recommend that.
Of course, you got to mention the one you always mention, Once Upon a Time in the West.
I was just going to get to that because that is Henry Fonda as the most evil bad guy, worse than Liberty Valance in a way, and it just. Moderators, someone's jumped in the chat. Please watch them. Please. Okay. And quite quickly figure out who I'm talking about. Just watch what they say, please. Moni, you're a moderator. Watch it with the person who just came in, please. If they're cool, that's fine, but just watch them. Thank you. Yeah, Henry Fonda, Frank. See, I always remember Frank. The first time I saw that, this is me. He is the most. He plays a bad guy. I never seen him play a bad guy. I know I've said it before, but great movie. Jason Robard, best character. Again, really likable. It's like the bad guy with the heart. I don't know. He's a bad guy. He does bad things, but then he gets it. Like he'll help people. It's just incredible. Like his whole crew gets wiped out trying to help this town. Like because at the end it's basically just him because his whole crew who are loyal to him. That's what's great. His guys are like, "What are we gonna do?" Okay, they just go like, we're not gonna rob that bank over there. No, we're gonna do this. We're gonna build the town. Well, how do we do that? He goes, well, you pick up a shovel and a pick, and we start building the town. Right? Remember, he does that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you, Moni. And that's a great movie, and that's a long movie, but well worth the watch. It goes by so quick. Once Upon a Time in the West, great movie. Westerns are always, you can do so much with Westerns, with the characters, and it's the gray area, I guess we can call it, with the people who. There's no fun in a Western if the guy's just a pure good guy. I mean, you don't want him to be bad. I had this discussion where I always find it funny where people don't root for the good person. And in the Western, you do end up rooting for the right person or whatever because they make it so easy. The bad guys are bad guys. There might be some people who stretch the law, but you realize they ain't the bad guys. It's this guy or this group of people who are the bad guys. And that's what's great about the Western. And again, this, it didn't click. Come up. There it goes. WVogs18, our good friend Will, Angel Eyes. Yeah, he's the bad guy. There's no redeeming quality in him. That's why it's always funny. He's in so many he's in so many Western TV shows, and he plays the same bad guy every time. I'm not talking even about movies. I'm talking about like in the 50s and the early 60s. He's in a ton, and he plays the same type of bad guy every time. It must be every time he gets a script, it's like, oh, good. Oh, my God. The same thing. But it's strange. In some other spaghetti Westerns, he plays a good guy. In fact, the third Clint Eastwood spaghetti Western, they team up to get another the guy who's like a child murderer or whatever. You're sitting there going, whoa. Yeah, that was
with the pocket watch.
Yes, because that was like and that's the guy for the bad guy from the first Fistful of Dollars. And it's another good one. Rod Steiger. Yeah, Rod Sterling's the writer. Yeah, Rod Steiger. He plays a Mexican bandit, and he gets involved. James Colburn's. I think it's I'm gonna blow you up, sucker, or something. I mean, it's a goofy title. It's a spaghetti Western about like the Mexican Revolution. And again, if you haven't seen it, they're not going to watch in the chat. So I'll give it. Basically, have you seen it, OG?
I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
And the whole point is, Colburn cons him into, we're going to do this, and it's going to help the revolution. And he goes, I don't care about the revolution. I just want to rob the bank. And he says, there's a lot of money in that. He goes, oh, it's well guarded. There's got to be a ton of money. So he thinks there's money in the bank. He takes his crew, which is his family, basically. These are the people he takes. He has this, it's basically like a bunch of families together, a lot of kids, moms, you know what I mean? And they're going to go rob the bank, right? From the government. They don't care. The government's bad, blah, blah, blah. And what they do is basically spring a lot of political prisoners. And he's like, where's the money, right? He didn't really, and he goes, he's really pissed at Cole, but there's no money here. He goes, what you got is better than money. No, it's not. I have to feed my people. He goes, you're a hero. I don't care. And what happens is he becomes a reluctant hero. He joins in because he says blah, blah, blah. And the guy who's leading one of the big main leaders in this revolution backstabs them all when he gets caught. And basically, all of his friends get killed. They find where they hang out. They massacre them all. And he's sitting there, and they have that whole thing at the end, and James Colburn like takes off. Like, we're going to get killed. Like, as auto shutdown. I disabled the shutdown, thank God. Yeah. And people are like, God, we wanted you to shut up. But at the end, he shows his true, like, they killed all of his friends. And now it's like, he didn't care about money anymore and this and that. I'm going to get the people who ordered it. And at the end, Colburn comes back. But that's another fun one, sad, good ending. Again, that's what spaghetti Westerns do so well. They give you the emotional tug. whether it's a little comedy at the end. This one really didn't have. This was, you felt bad for this guy. And it's like, I don't care what happens. I'm getting these people. They did this horrible. No matter what you think of him, right? I never did this. You know what I mean? And it's just a good movie. So it's a great genre, the spaghetti type of Western. It's just, it's entertaining movie making. I've seen a couple other ones that I never even seen in my life. And it's kind of the same story over and over again. It's usually a buddy flick. There's people, multiple characters. Another more recent one, not a spaghetti Western, but it had, oh God, what was his name? The guy who played Gladiator. Oh God, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, and it was a detective movie. Nice Guys. Great movie. Highly recommend it. That is an, I never remember the other guy's name, the younger actor, but it's in the late 70s, and it basically, one guy's a legit detective, like he has a license and everything, and the other guy's an enforcer type of detective where he goes, if your kid's going over and some some guy who's old enough to be your uncle's like influencing her, we'll say, right? You send me and I take care of the problem, and then they end up teaming up to solve the crime. And the standard, I mean, at the end, again, not give, but there's a few. It's in the promo, so it's not giving anything away. There's a part he goes, the young, well, at least that went pretty well. Everything went well. And Russell Crowe looks at him and goes, what are you talking about? A ton of people died. Well, I know, but you go, we didn't die. Oh, I get that, but, and I think they died quickly. I don't think they suffered. It was just this whole funny buddy flick, and it was well done. A lot of good. Highly recommend Nice Guys. OG, we should really do one of those similar. Again, we're going to be doing the Battle of the Coral Sea real soon, because with this Power by SteamYard, and again, this is free. It's going to be free for a while, but when you read the, they tell you there's a paid version, and then there's a second tier paid version where they give you more support. And if you read the free version, they do put, and I understand what they did. They say, we might limit the free streaming and I get that, because they're there to make money. And if people are paying for the service, they should be looked at first. So be aware. Right now, I'm using the free version. I've talked with OG offline about what we might be doing going forward, and I think it's the right way to go, just because this is what we do. It's entertainment to us, and we like entertaining you guys, and we want to make sure we can do it. Well, what's cool about this StreamYard is, if you watch my first time, you can put up photos really easy. You just click on, I don't have any photos. I'm not going to go to it because I don't want to disrupt our stream. But we're going to end up doing the Battle of the Coral Sea pretty soon. We'll do a walkthrough offline at some point, me and OG, and to see how we like it. And that's going to be really great, because OG, again, very knowledgeable about military history and history in general. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. Todd B. Jason Robards was a favorite actor of mine as well. Oh, absolutely awesome. Again, we talked about Once Upon a Time in the West. Max Dugan Returns was a comedy. It was really fun. Again, one of those fun movies. It's okay to like fun movies. Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Something Wicked This Way Comes.
I think I actually got the title.
Yep.
Oh, that is a good movie. That was, and I normally don't like those types of movie, OG, because they freak me out. That was, he's battling like the devil, we'll say. It just
Mr. Black.
And I think Mr. Black was the devil. I think he was a. So that's a good one. Something Wicked This Way They Come. He was also in, was it Parenthood, where he was the grandfather, ended up taking in the grandson who his deadbeat son had.
I don't remember.
I think if that was Parenthood, but he's a very good actor. He was awesome. Yeah, Jason Robards, excellent. And he's in a ton of great stuff. So, great actor. Bubba Husky. The newer Westerns do a better job of showing the grittiness of the West. John Wayne would roll into town after months. Yes, I understand what you're saying. Yes. But again, great point, Bubba, but the movie making was different. People wanted to see something a certain way back then. I agree. We've talked about the acting with Shane. The acting's different. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just they wanted you to act a certain way.
Shane.
Oh God, that's the one thing. Shane. Shane. It was kind of creepy when the kid goes, Mama wants you. I know she does. I'm like, dude, it's your mom. It's your mom. Come on. Yeah, it's a different. Okay, great example. Rooster Cog, True Grit. True Grit. John Wayne, excellent movie. But this is what Bubba Husky's talking about. The remake with one of the Bridges. God damn it. Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Remake's excellent. I normally hate remakes. I really enjoyed that one. I thought the female character, I liked her better in the remake. They gave her a little more. The movies were both good, and I liked in the remake the Glenn Campbell character doesn't die. You know what I mean? I liked that. And I didn't realize. I thought so that was different for us. Like, oh, that's cool, right? But yes, it shows more the grittiness in the remake, and it didn't really take away from the original. I think John Wayne would have been happy with that one. The one thing I didn't like about the remake was Jeff Bridges mumbled too much. So sometimes I'm like, what? What'd he say? But he was great in it. Jeff Bridges was great. Everything was great in it. Matt Damon was great in it. I enjoyed it. I don't know how you feel. I liked it, OG. I really liked that remake. And for me,
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I wasn't a huge fan of the original, mainly because it was one of those mid to late 70s westerns, and westerns started to lose something in the late 60s, early 70s. Just with the way Hollywood's direction with filmography and cinematography went.
Snots. No, I'm just kidding. Excuse me. Sorry. I did like that one, but I understand you're right. I understand what you're saying. They started. That's why westerns got better, except for Clint Eastwood ones, where they still had. They were still entertaining, except for The Beguiled, which I still don't understand why they made that effing movie. That movie. Jake Cruz says, bless you. Thank you, our good friend Jake Cruz. Superman, he gets it. Now, Jake, you weren't here earlier. I'm going to tell you why Aquaman sucks. And I don't care everyone in the chat's going, oh, not again, not again. Look, getting his ass kicked by a starfish, Aquaman. I want to make sure everyone can see this. Aquaman getting his ass kicked by a starfish. See what Jake Cruz has? Superman.
I'll be right back, Al.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As everyone's saying hello to Jake. D. Scott dropping the word vernacular. Nice. Let's go back and see how D. Scott used vernacular. The remake also used the actual vernacular of the times, which means the verbiage, correct? Am I right with that? Yeah. The remake of True Grit, I liked it a lot. I don't really like remakes. I liked that one a lot. That's why I would like to see a remake with Shane. I think they can do it well. The one thing, as I said earlier, with Shane, you have to show him in the beginning the true killer he is. A hired gun killer. He doesn't kill people. He's not shooting old women and kids. He's not robbing banks. He's a hired gun. That's the way he makes his money. And you can show that, and you can show how he doesn't want to do it anymore. But yeah, great point. So I do believe I used vernacular properly, as the vernacular of the times is the way they spoke. Jake Cruz, hey everybody. Nobody ever liked Aquaman. It's true. Now, I would have liked Liberty Valance to kill Aquaman. If that happened, I might have had a little better attitude towards. Let me tell you something. Aquaman goes to heaven, and St. Peter's at the gate, and he's gonna be like, "No, you're Aquaman. God hates you." I'm just telling you. No one likes Aquaman. They should have a movie called "No One Likes Aquaman." Aquaman versus Patrick. Hello? Thank God D. Scott Howard's here. That's exactly it. This is Patrick Starr kicking the shit out of Aquaman. Hello? Come on. Great point, D. Scott Howard. That is an awesome point. Could Aquaman take Charlie Tuna? Ooh, that Tribes. I'm sorry, I almost said Tribes fan because I saw the Tribes thing, the Indians logo. Todd B asks, could Aquaman take Charlie the? Now, I think we've discussed this. This is a great topic. Charlie the Tuna. Does he not get that if you get caught, you're going to get sliced up and eaten? I don't think he understands the concept of being caught and being a #1 tuna.
And regardless of the fact, he still could never get caught. He wanted to get caught.
I know.
He never could get caught. That's kind of a high degree of incompetence.
Incompetence to the most, if I.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlie Tuna.
That's a tough one.
Aquaman. I think it's fought to a very boring draw, and then I think Patrick will come in. Exactly that. Come on, OG, me and you, right here. That's the battle between Charlie Tuna and Aquaman, and then I still think Patrick Star would kick the shit out of both of them. So, good point. All right, Aquaman hate. I love it. I love it. Like they'll be like, I'll be lose like 15 subscribers. Going, he really just keeps bashing Aquaman.
Well, of course, it's all the female fans because all they know of Aquaman is
Bubba Husky, I never saw the original Quick and the Dead. There was an original Quick and the Dead? I thought the Quick and the Dead was with Sharon Stone. There was one before that? There was like Gene Hackman.
There was I'm sure there's been a half a dozen stories with a similar storyline. Because when you get down to it, there's pretty much 3 or 4 basic storylines.
And it was basically a tournament for gunfighters. I actually didn't mind the Quick and the Dead. I mean, again, it's a movie. There's some people who might go, well, it's not really accurate. It's a movie. It's there to entertain you. You want some. They never said they were going to be historically accurate. It's a movie. So Todd B is setting up all these fights for Aquaman, trying to versus the Little Mermaid. I'm going to tell you why I don't think Aquaman would beat the Little Mermaid. I think the Little Mermaid would be, let's not say the Little Mermaid. Let's make her a young lady because where I'm going with this would be kind of creepy. I think the Little Mermaid would woo Aquaman into some type of secure thing and then kick him in the Aquaman balls. I think Little Mermaid wins that one. I do. I like the Little Mermaid in that fight.
She's also got that crab with her.
She has crabs.
No, she has the crab with her.
She has the crabs.
The little red crab that follows.
Yeah, you don't want to get the crab. Oh, wow. She would give Aquaman the crabs. That'd be funny. Now, Moni G, where is it? Here's a good one. I didn't think of this. All these characters you're coming up with. Bubba Husky. Shouldn't have picked the pitchfork. Sorry, bro. St. Peter. Sorry, dude. You ain't coming. I like that. So this is Bubba Husky with being St. Peter's response to Aquaman if he goes to heaven. Shouldn't have picked the pitchfork. Sorry, bro. St. Peter. I love it. That's awesome. Jabberjaw. Oh, God. Aquaman might win this one. Aquaman might win this one. Oh, God. Jabberjaw was kind of...
He was cowardly.
Yeah, he was... For a great white shark, he was not... he did not do the great white sharks proud. That's for sure. Ah, God.
He could play the hell out of the drums, though.
I think... If what's-her-face, the mean lead singer or whatever, the one who had that skunk hair.
That was on Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah, you're getting mixed up.
Was Josie and the Pussycat? Oh, that was Jabberjaw?
Josie and the Jabberjaw was the underwater band one that they did.
Yes.
An offshoot from Josie and the Pussycats, which came from an offshoot of...
Scooby-Doo.
No, not Scooby-Doo. Richie. No, not Richie.
Archie.
Archie, right? Veronica and Betty and all that. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, and then there's a lot of people go, "Who the hell is Jabberjaw?
Who's Jabberjaw? What is that?" I like Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw we had a Sunday cartoon, Clue Club, which at least it came on after Davy and Goliath. Davy, remember the dog? Davy. The dog was like the conscience of not that Davy would do anything bad. Davy, don't rip the butterfly's wings off, Davy. Flounder would jump in. Ooh.
Flounder was Ariel's fish's name.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Aquaman versus Jaws, no chance for Aquaman 2. No, no, no. Jaws is foo-barring Aquaman in 33. That is Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. Done. Done. So I think it's jab. We've only come up with one possible victory for Aquaman. Jabberjaw. I have to agree. I agree with you. I just don't see Jabberjaw. I see it. Who was the other one with the slap fight? But then Patrick came in. So that's a draw. The slap fight is a draw. I forgot who we had the slap fight for. D. Scott Howard. I see it's Manny Pacquiao by split decision. That's interesting to me.
How many
12
rounds?
12 rounds.
That's something. 12 rounds.
OG. Well, I'm assuming it's over. Is it over, D. Scott? Because he says, I see it's Manny Pacquiao, so it must be over. Now, that's interesting to me. I will try to watch it somewhere just to take a look at it. Just to talk a little boxing real quick. I bet when I watch this, I will think Pacquiao won it. I'm going to tell you, Thurman doesn't throw enough punches. And I could be wrong when I watch this. I'm just saying without seeing it, and prior to this was my prediction before. Thurman is a very cautious fighter. He hits pretty good, but he doesn't. Again, I haven't seen the fight, so let me watch it, and then I'll. So split decision, Manny Pacquiao. So people are going to be
won by split decision. ESPN saying he won by split decision. Oh,
right.
And there's a picture here of Manny. Thurman. His blood is just splayed everywhere from his nose. His
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao's just beating the crap out of him.
Out of Thurman.
All
right, let's get that picture up.
Go check out ESPN.
I'm going to remove my camera thingy for a second, or mute it, or whatever. That way, I'm not fumbling around, and you'll be, all right. So this is a cool thing we can do. So we can do, yeah. So actually, shoot, I got to remember how to do this. Okay, I'll just do it with this screen. Okay, screen share. Oh, I have to go there first. It's not going to work out. You don't have the screen up, you jackass. I ain't speaking English.
Hey, I'm smart. SMRT.
All right, so everyone's going to watch me now struggle with ESPN. Yeah, so we'll put that picture up and show. This is a really cool thing here, OG. Please don't play an ad. Please don't play an ad. Please don't play an ad. Yes. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, is that just a brutal picture?
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, okay, so let's get that up. And I'm just going to show this. Again, ESPN owns the rights to this. I'm just showing a picture. So let's get that screen share up. And what I want to do is go screen share. Do I click on this one? Screen share, best word. Screen share. Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. We got something coming. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's up.
Okay, so now, did I just block off? I probably did, right?
No.
Can we see us?
Yeah, we're over on the left hand side.
How come I can't see? Oh, here, click here. Oh, duh! It's the tab up top. Yeah, so wow. This is really cool. This is a really nice function. So again, this is the way I envision the fight. Look at that blood coming. I think that's from his eye. Or no, it's nose.
I don't know. That's his nose. That looks like his nose to me.
So split decision. Pacquiao hands Thurman his first loss of his career. Yeah, because Thurman, again, I'm going to watch it, but this was my OG. I did say this when we were talking. I said it to T-Dub when he was in one of my streams earlier during the last few days. So this is a really cool function here with this. And OG, this is what I mean. It's easier to bring up stuff. So when we do the Battle of the Coral Sea, it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you, D. Scott Howard, as that's what Thurman looks like. And I'm going to look forward to at least seeing some highlights from this. And again, split decision to me is probably one bad judge. With just looking at this and not reading anything, I would think it should have been a unit. I mean, again, this could be the reason why I think they showed this is because he probably really did dominate this fight. Again, without seeing anything, but yeah, thank you, OG, for that. Is a great picture there. let's go back to, and the other thing we can do, OG, like, watch this. This is kind of cool. If I go here, so again, this is a really cool sharing thing. If I go, let's type in Battle of the, oops, spelled it wrong, but it comes up right. Thank God. I'm a horrible speller. Battle of the Coral Sea. And then you go images. And we will show a picture. I don't know if this has popped up yet. Oh, this is cool. Is this the Battle of the Coral Sea? Yes, it is. Oh, it's blurry. Oh, no. Okay, so now let's do that like that. I can bring this up. It's a cool little map. Let's go back to here. And we have to stop screen share first. Click on that. So now we go back to here.
Yeah,
see?
We went back to our normal way.
Yeah. And now, again, we're going to do it because you sent me the photos already.
Right.
That we want to use. But I'm just saying this is a really cool feature with this. It's a lot easier than OBS to try to get you.
Yeah, OBS is a pain in the ass to try to do.
For stuff like that, for gaming, it's good. And I'm happy that Mr. Utah Mike is using this for gaming because he can stream live. He gets the better band. This actually helps you to stream live with his setup, and I'm really happy about that. So then we go screen share again, screen share, and then we go to Chrome tab, and then it's share. Let's close that one out.
Yep.
And see, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And that is the Battle of the Coral Sea. It looks, there's
that's the initial Japanese, but what the Americans thought the Japanese attack plan was going to be.
Yeah. So, and then I don't have to change from this because it's a screen share, right? And there's a lot of images. Again, this is not the way we're going to do. I'm just showing, but then you can see these amazing and unfortunately these amazing photographs of this battle and the unbelievable. And I really don't know. It says, oh, there's one of the questions we'll talk about. That's kind of funny.
Yep.
That would be one of my questions to you.
Yep.
But anyway, it's a lot easier. So even if you're doing, so if you put a slideshow together, you can actually do it a lot easier. Even if you didn't want to, you could just sit there and find images. And if you had them all set, you do a snippet, right? And you just put it on, say, a spreadsheet, and you could do it that way. But yeah, this is a really fun feature, OG, and anyone else. So thank you to D. Scott Howard to give us that boxing update. So that's a really fun feature.
Moni G asked a pretty good question. Can you imagine guys putting quick drying cement in their gloves?
Okay, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, you should probably feel that one out.
I'm going to tell you something, right? Let me get rid of the screen share. I'm actually going to do something. I'm going to tell you something about Jack Dempsey and Jess Willard, and then another story about Risto and Billy Collins, more modern, early 80s. So let's go to Jack Dempsey first. Great question, Moni G. Actually, let me put that up in the Moni G said that?
Yep.
Let me find it. Why can't I find it? Oh, it's farther down. Okay. There we go. All right. So Moni G asked the question, can you imagine guys putting quick cement in their gloves? Isn't that unreal? Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Actually, you don't even need to put quick cement in the gloves. And
nope.
This was a tactic that tried to get by several decades ago. All you need to do is put water in the gloves.
Jack Dempsey versus Jess Willard when he won the heavyweight title. Oh, they kind of redid that photo there, but let's do. That's this photo right here. Okay. You can see, I think you can see I think you can really see the damage on that. That Jess Willard is the taller fighter. This is Jack Dempsey to the right. Jess Willard is the taller fighter to the left. You can see the damage to his face. It was said that they did put some sort of cement or product into Dempsey's glove because his manager had said he would knock him out in one. God, was it 1 or 2 rounds? I can't remember. 1 round. He would not. They had a side bet, and they put a lot of money on that. And now that's never been proven factual, but it's been that they did put something in the right hand.
Well,
now,
that fight was one of the ones that prompted the commission to start weighing the gloves after the fight.
They started
because you don't have to put quick drying cement. Basically, a boxing glove is nothing more than just a kind of a big sponge. You put water in there, and the water is going to magnify your hits, tenfold. Because when the water compresses, it's like it's in the sponge. It's physics.
So, and our good friend Bleacher Bums Gaming's in the chat, and we're gonna big boxing fan, and I'm gonna get back to Moni. So Moni G, so check out Bleacher Bums Gaming, and I'm gonna put him up in a second. But I just wanted, this is a really good question, Moni G, whether you're being serious or not, and I probably were. She's a sports fan. But yeah, so they thought he loaded up his right. Now, that being said, he punched hard. So, and he ended up stopping Willard in 6, I think. They thought they won the fight at the end of the fight, but the bell rang. And in the old days, when the bell rang, the count stopped. In fact, let's see if we can get. Oh, it's right here. Oh, I'm clicking over here. I'm like, why won't the picture come? Because you're not on the right thing. Right here. They thought they won the fight. You see Willard down. I think this is the end of the first round. And this his corner man's coming in to celebrate. They actually start celebrating, think they won the fight. And it was not the end of the fight. Want to see the size differential? Look at this. Now, Jess Willard was the man who defeated Jack Johnson in Cuba to take the heavyweight title. But here's another one. These are some really fun. Look at the size differential there. That's I think that's a legit photo. Some of these are really good paintings, but I think that's a legit photo. And then he has him on the ropes. He busted him up pretty good. Again, you can see the damage right here in this picture. So that is an excellent question. And this is one of the big fights where they thought that some shenanigans possibly took place. There was the rumor that Doc Kearns, who managed Dempsey, last name's Kearns, I believe, that they had a big bet that he would stop him in 1 round. Now, the more modern one, which was on the undercard of Roberto Duran and Davey Moore for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship at Madison Square Garden, was Billy Resto against, was it Johnny Collins? John Collins? Last name was Collins. And they took the padding out of Resto's gloves. So Resto versus Collins. Here it is. Billy Collins. Louis Resto versus Billy Collins. So this is the Louis Resto Billy Collins fight. Billy Collins was an up and coming junior middleweight contender, very popular. Didn't hit really hard, but was a good, aggressive, competent fighter. And Resto was a tough fighter, but had lost some fights, had some skill. And what they did, Panama Lewis was his trainer. They pulled OG, and everyone in the chat, and Bleacher Bums Gaming will know about it. They took the padding from the inside, right? They took it out. And basically was fighting with bare knuckles, except with the little part of the glove.
The leather part of the glove, yep.
Right? So they're fighting almost with like MMA gloves, except much worse. There's no. And Collins, and Resto was not a big puncher either. He was and this was going to be like Collins stepping up just a bit. The next sort of step up you make as Bleacher Bums Gaming. Once again, our good friend Bleacher Bums Gaming says Louis Resto against Billy Collins. Yep. And please check out Sideline Strategies, where you buy payoff pitch if you are a boxing fan and you want an excellent card and dice boxing game, Glory Days boxing game. I get my lightweight set this week coming up. I'm going to have so much fun. Love that game. Yes. So
Moni's also asking if that just water could make a boxing glove like steel. Yeah, you gotta. So when it comes to trying to explain stuff that's not World War II, I have problems with. Boxing glove is basically, as Al was saying, padding, or almost in a way of like a sponge. You add water into that, and you take away the absorption factor of the padding, and you fall from a high into water, you think water is soft when you land. No, you fall from a high. It's like sliding into concrete.
Right. You would die. If you jump from a bridge, if you don't do that whole feet first thing, like if you go like this or like that, you're dead. You're going to die. The internal damage.
Water is not soft.
So. No.
But yeah, so, if you take water and put it in a boxing glove, you take away the padding there, and you don't even have to use quick dry cement, because that water will compress so much that it's like having a plate of steel in there with it. So yeah.
Bleacher Bums Gaming, our good friend Anthony says, "Yep, Collins cornerman shook his hand after the fight and he felt knuckles." That was the point I was going to get at, and that's when they complained to the commission, "Hey, something's wrong, right? Check his gloves." They I guess didn't do like what after that they came up with the rules where we're putting someone.
It was in the mid-70s when they started really locking down.
This is early after this they really the commission went in to see how the gloves were wrapped. There was a representative from the other camp, meaning the other fighters camp, in there for both. So now this is the damage that was done. Again, I'm clicking on the wrong thing because I see it. This is Billy Collins's eyes after. They stopped it. He couldn't even see. Okay. And he ended up committing suicide. He drank himself to death as he couldn't fight anymore because of the damage to his eye. Look at that is horrific. Look at that. Look at the damage done to his eyes. You will never see damage. I mean, you see a lot of damage in boxing, right? But you see under his it's his, by me looking at it, it's his right eye. You see that mark there? You don't get that. That's bare. You can see its knuckles. It's knuckles ripping the skin. So, so this is the more modern. And again, they pulled the padding out. And as our good friend Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming said, yep, when Collins cornerman went to shake his hand, he felt knuckles. And that's when they said, go check his gloves. They immediately, Panama Lewis would be suspended. So this is out, yes, because Aaron Pryor, he was in Aaron Pryor's corner, Panama Lewis. And this is after that, because that fight's a year or so before. And in that fight, there's the famous, in the corner, they had the mics, right? And Aaron Pryor must have wanted water, right? And they're going to give, and he says to the other guy helping him in the corner, the other second, no, give me the one I mixed. You don't mix water. What they basically did, what people thought, they can't prove it, was he gave him something with something to juice him, meaning amphetamines to get him going, and he knocks out. It was a brutal fight, and he knocks out Pryor, like he comes on like gangbusters. And the famous line is, no, give me the one I mixed. You can only give a fighter water. That's the rules. So whether it was sugar, whatever, that's illegal. I don't think it was sugar. You can look it up. It's the famous line, give me the bottle I mixed. Meaning, if he had to use it, because they hadn't used it yet, he was waiting. Give me the bottle I mixed. And this is Panama Lewis trained Billy Resto, the fighter on the right. Now, Resto had said he knew nothing of it, which I don't believe. I don't believe. They had a whole documentary on this on HBO. It was excellent. It was excellent. So, and then Bleacher Bums Gaming says, "Oh, Moni G says that's absolutely. It ruined his career. He went into a state of depression. And again, let's just take a look, and then we'll move on from it. It's a really interesting subject. You can see the tremendous damage from a light hitter. Oh, that's someone that's not really. I shouldn't have clicked on that. But again, let's go back to here. The damage done to his eyes, and he ended up basically drinking himself to death. He ended up committing suicide. Like I think he ran his car into a tree or something like that, or he drank himself to death. And Bleacher Bums Games. Lewis is a piece of shit and still denied it. Blames Artie Curley for doing it. Yeah, I agree. They pulled the. You can't do that. You know, a boxing is a hurt sport. You don't need to do that. You don't need to load gloves up, and it's just brutal. Again, the real evidence here, and again, they quickly went and got the gloves when the corner man said, "Hey, like Bleacher Bums Gaming said, you know, I felt knuckles." And they quickly went and they realized, hey, they pulled the padding out of the gloves. He lost his license, never to fight again. Panama Lewis lost his he actually came back. We would still train fighters, but could not be in the corner. And people still went. He was a good trainer. People still went. You know, he was a good tactician on things, and they still went to him. So, and then my cards will be there Monday. Yay! So great subject matter there. And we'll get rid of this. But this is another cool aspect, OG, of this. Do you like it? I mean, this is really cool.
Yeah, I definitely do. The only thing I'm kind of noticing, and it may just be on my end, but I'm getting a little stuttering when you're talking, and I don't know if it's because the program is pulling more power. Or
because they say
you got the screen share up, or
I noticed that when I did that with you for a second, and then it went right back to. So it's going to be interesting when we watch it over on replay. So I'm going to get rid of the screen share.
But no one's mentioned it in chat, so it just may be my processing on my side.
No, but I saw it too with you. Hey, he's out. You don't even have to. It's a cool thing. You can see that he's out. Yeah, big fish in a little tank. Yeah, that way. There he is. Our mascot.
There he is, yep.
Or during the zombie apocalypse, lunch. So he will be in the bunker for several reasons.
Yes, he is.
Okay. So
yeah, he's looking for dinner right now. He's out there searching. It's 11 o'clock. I should have fed him a while ago, but yeah, whatever.
So we're coming up on 2 a.m. We had a really fun chat.
Great chat.
And this is let's do this. Oop, nope. I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh God. There we go. So how did you like the experience with StreamYard?
StreamYard. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting here, just doing my thing.
Oh my God, your fish is awesome. So. Oh yeah, he just went back in.
Yeah,
he's beautiful.
Be back out.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Anyway, big boy.
So we had a fun show, and I remember everybody. Aquaman sucks. Getting beat up by a starfish. Right there. Everyone look. Patrick the starfish kicking the shit out of Aquaman. Anyhow. And why do I do these streams? Because I constantly want people to be informed that Aquaman sucks. So. Our good friend Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. StreamYard looks clean. Yes, I do like it. OG and I will be doing. This is so great because I really miss our friend Dog because he was going to help me with some stuff, and I didn't want to burden him because he was trying to get his channel back up and stuff after the incident, which was BS. But this it dumbs it down for me, and I was telling OG the way I think we can. So we're gonna maybe every couple of weeks when OG has time, we're going to talk about some military, some battles. And I just love to listen to OG talk about that stuff because he has a lot of knowledge. And also, like I said, I'm going to try to attempt to play this a bit and then maybe just play a little scenario. Not like a full, I can't do what you do, OG. I don't think I'm that you know what I mean? But just to play like a little bit.
I get it. Yeah.
Just to play a little bit of it. It's actually, I see now I have someone I can ask questions to. And I hope I do this pretty good because I want to buy some lock and loads. This kind, not on the PC. I'd like to buy a little bit of this. And then, because I have found the joy in card and dice again, whether it's sports or military strategy or wrestling's a sport, but or entertainment. I reverted back as it's a sport. Listen, when I was 5, if you told me, or 6, that stuff's real. I know he missed by 4 feet. He's just bad. He just can't punch, But it's a lot of fun. I still love my PC games, but it's fun to try new things. I keep looking at that zombie game he did. I keep looking because it's pretty. That zombie game that Lock and Load did. I think it was Lock and Load. It's pretty.
Yeah, they did.
It's not really.
It's pretty. Not. It's a fun game. I enjoy it.
I think I'm gonna get that one because I think I can play it. I got to get the right camera set up. I might talk with you, OG, because my camera is good for this. It doesn't zoom in. It's supposed to zoom in. It doesn't zoom in. But I want to get a little better because I want to do a little more stuff. So
I get that, yeah.
So anyway, thank you to everyone in the chat. We've already said hellos. I'm not going to go through everyone. That's a lie. I'm going through everyone before you leave. So Bubba Husky, thank you. I don't think OG echoes just Al. Oh, do you hear the echo?
I don't hear the echo.
I don't hear it.
Sometimes I hear echo?
I hear it in my thing, but that's because it's picking it up through my. When I set up the stream, I discovered yesterday, no lie, right? I'm singing away, setting up my stream, and my mic's like the thing saying your mic's gone. I don't even have my headphones on. I'm like, then I start swearing into it because I giggle when I hear myself. Like, oh, that's funny. So yeah, so a little echo. I don't think OG echo. Okay, anyway. So thank you to Bubba Husky. Thank you to Moni G. She says, you guys rock the Casbah. Rock the Casbah. Rock the Clash.
The Clash.
Thank you to Bleacher Bums Gaming. D. Scott Howard. I love this feature. Todd
Highlight people.
I love it. I love it. It's cool. This is really a nice feature because you can show the people. And if they have a channel, people know about it. I don't know. Sports Time Machine was here. So StreamYard, why is it necessary to show comments? Are the comments not now seen? No, it's in the live chat. I just like to showcase it because I think people are going to notice. So when I say check out this channel, you don't have to do it. I like doing it. That's my personal preference. And if you want to get in the bunker, people, you will go along with my personal preference. I'm just kidding. But really, listen to me. And I think I don't know how far back. Anyway, thank you everyone who joined. Oh, Will Voggs. Thank you. And we'll stop at that because it's now. So OG, tell us again. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. This was our first chat with Al in a while. I was trying to figure out how we were going to do this. I didn't want to do Google Hangout because that was going away. So I was trying to work. I was fooling around with OBS going, oh, God, this is a pain in the ass to try to do this with OBS. And I've seen it done. Dog did a beautiful with OBS when him and Ninja, West Rossi Ninja, they do a great job. And it was through, but he did it with Google Hangout and OBS. Then I was trying to fool around. We were talking about Uncle Ron and I, oh, we got to do it through Skype and this. Can we do it through Discord? Is it possible? And then they came, thank you to Uncle Ron and Dave Gardner and ID Gesture, Chris from
Utah Mike.
Mr. Utah Mike. Yep. Thank you. Chris from Tabletop Sports Delaware. I finally remembered it. And thank you. They stumbled across, Dave Gardner came across because we were looking for solutions. That's why you should be a member of our Discord. I'm not joking around. People will help you with stuff. If we know you, Bubba Husky's a member of our Discord. Moni G's a member of our Discord. Todd B's a member of our Discord. You don't have to be a content creator, but if you are, that's cool. Just come in and be part of our Discord. And Sports Time Machine is part of it. And we want to grow with the Discord. Now, when you go there, it's not about badgering other people. It's not. It's about, hey, how you doing? Here's one of my videos. You want to watch it? Or just fun chatter. Baseball Demos is like the funniest guy in the world. He's hilarious, the stuff he puts in that with his Tabby the cat. It's just funny. So anyhow, I think we're going to, so we'll get that going hopefully in the near future. I've been looking forward to the military strategy things again because I thought we had a pretty good response with the one we did, and we kind of did that in a hodgepodge kind of way. This is going to be a little more. The other thing with StreamYard, you can do a little more professional stuff, really dumbed down, and I don't mean that in a bad.
Not like we're professionals, but
no, but I think we do a good job. I think we're entertaining. And again, we're going to have Uncle Ron and everyone back. It's just I did it a little later. I was watching the Red Sox hold on to another softball game for the Red Sox, 16-10 or whatever the hell it was. I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, the pitching staff sucks."
Still early in the season, though, Al.
So, yeah, it's early in the season, all right. It's, ironically, they're only 2-3 games out of the second wild card. That one game playoff. Just get there and see what happens. That's the way I look at it. So that's So Devin, let's go with your thing. We're going to end the stream here. It was a lot of fun. Devin, your final thoughts, my friend.
Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. We'll see everybody next time.
Thank you very much, everyone. Health and happiness. The next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know it's coming. We greatly appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share with others, my channel, Devin's channel, and the other content creators. We're growing as the fish is out going. It's time to party, baby! So you know it's coming, folks. Peace!